There. Well, hello everybody. Sweet. You know the stream's going good when you start upside down after having exploded your streaming software. So yeah, we are going to be probably running into some technical issues as we go through this. Hopefully my mic sounds okay. I'm on a huge delay here, but I can listen. What are we thinking here? It is pretty darn quiet. All right, give me a sec. And we'll see. Test, test, test. If we can get that mic sound up. That sounds maybe a little better. I don't know, we'll see. We can't hear you. Okay. Any better? Let's see if this is better. Test, test, check. Checkity, check, check, check. This is a music YouTube channel, and audio is my biggest issue, of course. So now I have that all the way up, and it is still probably kind of quiet. So we're gonna do this. Okay, and now we're gonna hopefully, that's going to be the ticket for us. You guys let me know. Do. That seems a little better, huh? Are we still kind of quiet? I can still turn it up a little bit, but I'm gonna have to run behind the camera to do so. So you guys let me know. I can hear me at least from my headphones. So welcome, how's it going? Like I said, this is my second ever live stream. My first one I feel like was a billion gazillion years ago. So we're just here to you know, take out this flute that I got, I feel like months ago, and we're gonna see if I can even get it to play. Now, the thing that is probably kind of the most interesting about this flute specifically is that I have already done a video about it, but this is a completely new one. It is not the same one that I got in the video, but it is the same brand. But the weird thing is I got this one for $25. It was actually $24.95, which is like dinner level payment for an actual flute. So I kind of feel like we're gonna open this thing out. We'll see if it works at all. 25 bucks for anything you can kind of call an instrument is pretty darn cool. I'm going to be coming at this thing with, like, let's say this thing comes out and it doesn't play good, but it kind of plays, or let's say like there's a couple issues and I have to fix them. That's a success in my head, because 25 bucks is 25 bucks. So that's what we're going to be checking out right now. So I mean, yeah, Robert, $25 is dirt cheap. That's absolutely correct. I mean, it was the Amazon Big Box Deals Day that it popped up, and I made a little post on it. So if you subscribe to my channel, you will be able to see crazy, ridiculous deals when they pop up, and you can buy them like I did. Now, I'm peaking my audio via OBS, which I'm assuming means that I'm a little bit too loud through this, like my gain is too high. So I'm going to do something for about 2 seconds. So as I do that, I will leave everything going, but I'm just going to pop behind my camera here so I can turn the gain up, because I think I am not loud enough. So test. Test, test, test. Okay, we are gonna try this. Test, test. You can probably hear my dogs barking, which is exactly what you want on a live stream for YouTube. Test. Okay, we're gonna hope that this is better. I don't like having my gain up all the way like I did before. So we're gonna hopefully this is gonna be doing it. How is the audio now? Question mark. All right, well, somebody already told me that the volume is fine. That's what I want to hear, but let's test it. I don't want to do... Yeah, here we go. All right, it sounds pretty good on my end too. So I think we're just gonna start clicking in here. My last live stream was like 3 hours long. I do not plan to go for 3 hours, so I think we should probably just start like pounding into this thing, right? If you guys got any questions along the way, shoot it on the comments. I will try and keep up. We are 50 people are here right now, which is kind of ridiculous. I think my peak last time was like 11. The channel has definitely grown. Let me pull out my scissors here. Watch out, dangerous. Don't flip scissors. All right, so as we unbox this thing, I'll turn my volume down so I don't hear myself out of my own speakers. Let's not cut myself. Okay, so this is the Cecilio Mendini flute. I don't even know if they do tack the Mendini on there, but it's a Cecilio flute. I'm assuming this is going to be like the exact same setup as my last flute YouTube video. So if you haven't seen that one, you're in for some new stuff. But first thing here, right on the top, one of my favorite things about instrument buying is I got another stand. I assume this is the stand. It looks like it. I think I have to like undo it. So let me pull over here, get my mic out of the, or my keyboard out of the way. Yeah, so we've got. Oh yeah. So this stand looks different. Sounds kind of weird. I don't have a stand like this, which is interesting for an instrument that I bought from the same company. Or maybe this is the same. I don't know. This seems beefier, like heavier. So yeah, spiders in, spiders out. And now we got a flute stand, which is great. So that's awesome. All right, and here's our case. Wow. Cecilio. So now I can at least get that box out of the way, which is great. I'm going to take a drink so I can keep my stamina up. Get over to the old chat here. What's my main instrument, gamer? I am a percussionist. Eventually, I'm going to do a video about percussion, and it's going to be a treat for everybody, myself included. The thing about percussion instruments that I just really haven't needed to buy any because, I either have everything because I have a drum set, I have, lots of stuff drum related. I've got a drum sitting right there. The head's broken, but I got it sitting right there. Yeah, I'm a percussionist. Here, wait. There we go. See some of my skills. All right. Play bass clarinet. That's awesome, BDVD. I do live in America. Glad to hear that the audio is good. Thank you. BVD, I'm glad you laughed. Most of the things I say are probably supposed to be funny. I don't like to take any of this too seriously. So, yeah, feel free to laugh. If I say something about an instrument that is wrong, just assume that it was a joke, Like on the flute video when I put the cork grease on the thing because they put it in the case and I thought like, well, it must be for that. That was obviously just a joke. I wasn't being, I wasn't a band director putting cork grease on a flute. I wouldn't do that. It was a joke. Oh, what am I doing? It's been so long since I've done one of these instruments. I almost forgot about the front pocket. So here's our front pocket here. I'm gonna do a quick test here. Well, let's see if I got my other cameras working. Ooh, check that out. And then, ooh, check that. Oh, of course, it's upside down because why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't OBS put that upside down? That's great. Yoink. Hey, there we go. Ka-chow. That's what that case is looking like on the front. And now we can finally get into it. So, yes, sir. This might be my first live stream white gloves. Yeah. So let's check it out, man. I don't remember if the flute was the one that was stained. Woo, that was stained. I don't think so. I mean, these are probably the same as the other Cecilio flute stuff. They've still got the like really janky stitching. Let me mouse over to my side here. So that's like our stitching here, and that beautiful stitching on the side. You can't really see because I can't keep my hand still and actually look over at my screen at the same time. Yeah, it's a glove. It's a little bit too small for my hands. I got fat fingers, so it's probably not their fault. But maybe they should make fat finger guy gloves to cater to their mad music audience. Yeah, I'll clean those up later. So, do we got anything else in here? We got the little pocketbook. So the interesting thing about these little pocketbooks is that they don't have like anything fingering charty in here, which I think is interesting for something that would, you know, be labeled towards beginners. They have types of notes, how to hold the flute. Maybe they do have a fingering chart and I'm remembering wrong. How to assemble and care. That's nice. Oh, they do have a fingering chart. I'm remembering wrong. So here's a fingering chart. It's weirdly laid out, but I guess what are you going to do when it's like a, you know, a little thing like this? But the thing that I do remember specifically is that the first little piece of music for something labeled for beginners is this, which is not going to be very easy for somebody who's a beginner. You think they'd start out with some like quarter notes. I mean, it's not, this isn't a method book, obviously. You're not probably going to want to teach yourself off of this, but, you know, I mean, I guess them putting it in here is fine. It's better than nothing, which I wouldn't expect them to put any literature in there anyways, because that's not why you're buying the flute. Flute not in tune. A common issue that may occur is the screw on the near the problem key to become loose. Blah, 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 blah. What to do is too flat, too sharp. There we go. It doesn't say what to do if your thumb key screw is too tight and will not actually move, which is the problem with my first flute, which I had to adjust, and it took me ages to figure out how to actually fix that problem. But once I fixed it, honestly, the flute that I have, that was, I want to say like 50, 60 bucks that I bought, which was this flute, I assume. That was one of my best instruments I have so far. I still use it like all the time at school, and it's still fantastic. So I'm pretty happy with that purchase. All right, let's jump over here for a second. I had to mute myself so I could sniffle. Sorry, I got allergies like crazy. I mean, yeah, so BVD says he plays clarinet. I play everything. I'm a band director. I don't play everything well, but I play some things pretty good. I play percussion fantastically. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty okay at the clarinet. I'm not that great at the flute, so you guys are in for a real treat on this one. So, all right, I think we're good with the front pocket here. Oh, no, I'm not. No, we're not. I almost forgot my strap. So let's, now we're good with the front pocket. So zip that up. Let's see what that's like when I put it on. I don't know if I did a little flute dancey video thing on my flute. It's been too long since I've watched or done that video. But here, there's the strap. When you're rocking a flute, you get lucky because it's a very tiny instrument, so it's easy to take around. But see what we're doing here. Gotta move my chair off to the side so I can do my. Ugh. I should have some background music for this. I don't have anything. There you go. There you go. I can't have like a little me over here, you know, for live stream to do it. Sorry, you're not gonna get that color commentary like you would on a regular video. But I don't have to sit around for a month editing it, so that's also pretty cool. All right, here we go. Big reveal time. Ready? And I closed it right away. All right. Hey, I remember this. You got like a little nose thing for a mouse. I think I remember saying that on the video, and it's gone now, and I don't know where it went. So that was a little keychain thing, because you really, when you buy a Cecilio flute, you're gonna want to like tell all your friends, like, look at this keychain I got. I'm repping my Cecilio brand loyalty for this $25 flute that I got. You know, I think one of the biggest power moves to these like cheap instruments is to buy one of these cheap instruments and then get really, really stinking good on your instrument, so that everybody who has a really expensive instrument's like, oh man, like, oh man, Johnny over here is just rocking it on his $25 flute, and I suck. It's because you need to practice. Practice is the reason why you get good at things. All right. Anyways, so here is the little screw we got. I got like 1,000 of these things I've got one here, which is probably the other one from the flute. It's the exact same, I think. Ooh. And I have a green one that I got, I want to say, with the clarinet, and this one's fancier. So the clarinet wins in fanciness. That's what the clarinet one looks like. So as far as screw things are concerned, you know what? I should probably keep this out because we might need it. We might need it to fix some of the issues with the manufacturing of this instrument. So, and then you also got this. I got a ton of these things, man. It's funny. You start, you know, making YouTube channels as you do, and start doing like cheap instrument reviews. You start getting a lot of little chamois and stuff. I used to have to like run around the band room going like, oh dang it, where did I put my little cloth to clean things with? And now it's like I got one in every single little corner of every cabinet. It's just like, what do I do with all these things? So, you know, throw it off to the side again is I guess what you do, because what the heck, you don't need 1,000 of those little things. But I mean, I'm gonna keep them. I never throw anything away, so to the chagrin of my wife. All right, so I'm gonna wield some power here for a second. I'm gonna do a little timeout on somebody. That'll be kind of interesting. We'll see what happens. So don't spam the chat, guys, because I might have to get you. I have YouTube, man. All right. It also comes with my little silica gel packs. To this day, I have still not eaten one of these successfully. I have not eaten one of these, which is great. So, you know, I haven't gotten sick. They went to put that little warning on there. I might have accidentally ate it. All right, here it is. So, before everyone, you know, attacks me too much, this is something that they include in this this instrument, and I don't know why. Right? You can maybe tell me why in the comments, but I don't know why they're putting cork grease in here, because you don't need it. We don't need it for this instrument. Now, as the fantastic band director that I am, to be completely honest, I didn't know that. I had never used it before. So like I put flutes together a lot and I never used the cork grease on it. But the moment you put one of these in the case, my brain just went, oh, obviously this is where you put on the head joint to connect to the thing. I must have just not done it because I didn't know. So here I go, putting it on there, and then demolished in the comments about how you shouldn't do that. And you're not wrong, but holy cow, that's probably the dumbest thing I've done on a video. Like there's some things like I didn't push buttons down when moving slides on the trumpet. Like, yeah, I get it, but this cork grease thing, I don't know if I'll ever live that down. I actually thought about going back and like deleting that part of it, but I'm like, we'll use it as a learning opportunity. If I could only go back and like give a voiceover, like don't do this, but they don't really let me do that. So it's chapstick, Oscar. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. So I didn't. That would be nasty. Don't do that. Yuck. What does it say on there? Cork and tuning slide grease. Yeah, it's not chapstick. It would be pretty funny if they put chapstick in there though. You know, free chapstick. I wouldn't hate that. I don't really use chapstick though, so. All right, well, we're gonna start the head joint. I know a lot of the nomenclature now because I've done this in a video once already, so head joint. Comes with one of these on there again. I had a long conversation about whether or not you need these guys, and the consensus is you don't need it, but it's not like hurting anything. So there you go. I'm just gonna take it off. Oh, did you hear that sound? I'm gonna do that again. It's like unsheathing a sword. Did that come through? That was legit. I'm doing it again. Ready for this? Oh, I did it wrong. Here, wait. Gotta unsheath the sword. Yeah, all right. Could be like a tuning fork out of that thing. Wee, 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 wee. Yeah, I don't know. I'm having audio issues. That's probably not even coming through, and I just look like a weirdo doing this by myself. And anyways, I am a weirdo doing this by myself in my basement, so whatever, I might as well just keep it going. So let's blow into it, see what we sound like. I mean, everything looks good so far. It's got the little, you know, part that unscrews at the end, whatever. I am gonna have to adjust levels, I think, as I do the instrument. I'm gonna have to adjust levels down. I'll turn that down a little bit. beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. It's working. Beautiful. All right. Next part. The big boy. The big daddy part. Oop, and there's our little tuning pin in there. You know, this is the little thing you would usually stick, move my hand in front of my eye here. This is the part that you would usually stick the cloth through here to be able to pull it through, but I don't have a string on that cloth. Now you could probably just put the cloth through itself through, or at least push it through there, so not a big deal. But if you got one of those cloths that have the little string in there, probably make that a little easier. I've got people, if you're in the comments and you're asking me to do videos of other instruments, I'm going to show you my little stack at somewhere in this live stream. I have a stack of boxes that I have not gotten to. The worst thing right now, unsurprisingly, being a full-time band director, I do not have a ton of time to edit and make videos. So I'm doing my best to get through these things, but I have way more instruments than I have time to actually do, which is unfortunate. I did already record, and this was like months ago, my video of that black Mendini tenor saxophone. The video is recorded. I have not had time to actually edit that thing in months. I keep getting like a different instrument that I leapfrog ahead of it, like the soprano sax and the valve trombone. I recorded something before those, and I have not had time to get to it. So that's unfortunate, but one of these days. Anyways, that's why I decided to do a live stream of this one. I can't do a full length video of a flute that I've already done before, even though it was $25, which is ridiculous. But yeah, here we go. So let's see here. First thing I'm going to check is going to be the thumb, because the thumb was the part that was messing me up on the other one. Golly, this is a good looking flute. I mean, you know, like cheapo or not, it's just like instruments are good looking. And this one, I mean, it looks darn near what my other one looked like. It's just nice and shiny and new. And it was $25, which again, like if it makes sound for $25, kind of ridiculous. So let's put it up here so we can get a little bit closer look. Side. So what's the top look like? All right, want to try this? Yeah. No, not as good quality. I don't got as good of a quality camera up there. So here's the actual profile. The pads look really nice. They look new. One of the things I found that are kind of unfortunate about these cheapo instruments is that the glue that they use on the pads is not very good. I've had and this wasn't even my instrument, but I had a student that bought the I want to say Mendini clarinet, and their pad came off like the second week of using it, and the pad's good, but it's like they use the most minuscule, tiny little amount of glue on there that you could ever see. So of course I just took it back to my office, I glued it back on, and it's been fine ever since. But it's like, man, if you go like 99% of the way to getting a sweet, awesome instrument, just put some glue on there. like don't skimp out on the easy stuff. Glue is easy. Now here's something, I'm gonna be kind of picky here for a second. I just complimented the pads, but if you look at this pad, it's gonna be hard to get on video. We'll see if I can pull this off. All right, let's look here. Can you see it? God darn it. All right, now, I'm gonna even zoom in for a second. This is gonna be bad OBS, I'm probably gonna blow it up again. So right here, quit looking at me. God dang it. All right, I'm not gonna try to do that anymore. Sorry. As we fly around on the screen. Behind the scenes. Hey, okay. Side camera. So looking at which pad is it, so I know where I'm pointing here. Yeah, this one. This pad right here. That guy. Okay. That guy has a weird, like a little thing on it. That makes it not quite as good look. It looks like it's stripped just a little bit under the thing. And I'm looking at the YouTube video that you guys are seeing, and I am not able to see it because I can't get the darn thing in focus good enough. Like that's in focus, but now my camera's not really high quality enough to pull it out. If I could zoom into it a little bit, maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's very slight, so it's probably not even going to affect anything, but it is also just one of those things where it's like, it just doesn't look immediately brand new. I mean, it looks new. It just looks like maybe it got cut in shipping or something. I don't know. I'm being pretty picky. We'll see. We'll see if it affects the sound. It probably won't. Yeah, so that's going to be that piece. And now let's look at the last piece here before maybe I take a couple questions before we put this thing together. So here is the last piece. So looking here, these two pads look good. This pad here looks good. Looks like it's all closing. It looks like all of the screws and everything have been on. I haven't really pushed these ones a ton, but they're all coming up. Sounds good. Whoop. Get that off. Probably shouldn't just put the head joint on there. I don't know if it's like a little bit too big. Yeah, it fits. It's fine. All right. Now, watch me put together this flute without using any cork grease. Ooh. That's the way you're supposed to do it. Same with this side. Don't put cork grease on there. Who would ever put a YouTube video out there for everyone to see that you would put cork grease on? Not me. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, man. See, told you I was a percussionist. Those were paradiddles, if you didn't know that. Digga-digga-digga-digga-digga-digga. Oh, wait. Paradiddle diddles, excuse me. Those were paradiddle diddles. You think I would have realized that, but that's my go-to rhythm. Because it's fun to play. All right. Before I start blowing into my ridiculously expensive flute, anybody got any questions? So let's look over here. I got a comment. Robert says, cadence on a flute. I should write something, right? Like a cadence for flute. Just mic it up and just, that'd be pretty good. I've written a lot of cadences in my day. There's only audio in the right side of the headphone. Wow, that's good to know. If you're using headphones, I apologize. I don't know how to fix that immediately, I guess. I think that's a thing with my camera in the lav. It's just not, I don't think it's in stereo. I don't know if I can fix that just off the cuff. I'm not skilled enough to pull that out. Audio mixer. Yeah, I don't know how to turn that into mono. Sorry. Fail. I'm gonna have to look that up later. I'm clicking buttons, like I'm clicking like, you know, settings buttons and stuff, and nothing is popping up, which scares me. I'm trying so hard to just not explode my computer or OBS. It would be really unfortunate at this point in the stream. So I guess I'm just gonna leave it. Sorry to you headphone folks. Hopefully there's a way I can fix that in post, but I'm not being able to fix it now. So Nicholas, what are the other instruments that I've played? So I'll just, oh, and actually, Robert, how many years you've been a band director? This is my 10th year. So I've been an entire decade at this point, 10 years strong. What other instruments have I played? So my playing journey has been kind of funny. I started out percussion in high school. Couldn't read notes. So I could not read music until college, actually, and it took me like a year or two of college reading music to get caught up. I was your stereotypical drummer. I did not play mallets in high school because I just was never forced to do it. I always plunked around on the piano, so boom, piano. I took piano lessons as a kid, also never learned how to read notes. I just played by ear. It's funny because my parents always bragged about it. You know, like you hear so many people that will walk up and they'll be like, oh, Johnny, I don't know why Johnny's always my name. Johnny plays by, he doesn't even know how to read music. He can just play it by ear so well as if it's a good thing. Folks, if you can't read music, learn. That's one of my biggest things, okay? And it's not just because I'm a band director saying that. It's because I was a bad musician as a kid who just played by ear, and I used that crutch for so long. So There you go. Learn to read music. It took me way too long to do that. I'm gonna jump. Oh, sorry. So then musical journey. This is why my stinking streams take 3 hours. Then I went from piano to drums and percussion to I played trumpet 4 in the second jazz band of my high school. And so I wrote down every fingering. I didn't read any of the music, but like I just wrote all the buttons, and then I would try to play trumpet. And of course I was terrible at the trumpet, but it was the second jazz band because I played drum set in the first one. So it wasn't like hardcore or anything. We were just playing like really easy stuff. But I rocked that trumpet 4 part. I had a lot of fun doing it too. So that playing trumpet led me into college, where I started taking pedagogy classes and learning things there. I didn't really learn a whole lot in those pedagogy classes. I learned like theory stuff. We didn't do a whole lot of playing, so I didn't learn a ton. And then I started a middle school teaching job. And in that middle school teaching job, every time I started a new student, because we had 6th grade beginner band, I would play the instrument with them, every one of them. So like when my kid was learning their first, E on a clarinet, I was learning my first E on a clarinet too. And then I used that. And then after 3 years of doing that, I started to get kind of proficient at some of those instruments. And now I'm at the point where I can outplay many of my kids, high schoolers included, on many instruments. Flute is not one of them. I have a flute player that can stomp me, which is good because I want my kids to be able to play that stuff. But yeah, do I have perfect pitch? No, sir. You can watch my other videos and see that. I didn't even realize that one of my instruments, my valve trombone, was like wildly out of tune because I pushed it all the way in because I'm smart. And I didn't realize it until I got another trombone out, and I was like, whoa, these sound so different. Do I think valves are easier? For me personally, valves are easier. I'm better. Like I played a lot of baritone, so I played baritone in city band for a few years, so I can play baritone pretty well, and the valves are pretty easy then. And my chromatic is like dipped into my hands now. Where I can do that and kind of cheat. Or slide, not so much. Same with flute and woodwinds and stuff. I'm just not as proficient. I'm pretty okay at saxophone now. Clarinet too. Flute, not so much. Do I perform? I mean, I perform not professionally, I guess I'll say. I also live in the Midwest. Again, sorry for my dog barking if you can hear that. I live in the Midwest, and in a place that is like the closest place to really perform music. Let's say like if I wanted to play in a symphony or something like that, that'd be an hour away. So it's not close. It's possible. Like I could make the drive if I wanted to, but I've never really been, I did not go to school to become a professional. That was never my goal. I have a master's degree in percussion performance. So like I'm good at drums and percussion and mallets. Marimba is my main instrument now. But that playing it professionally was just never something that was something I wanted to pursue, I guess. I have a lot more fun just putzing around and experimenting and just like making music than I do like, practicing something really hardcore to get ready for a performance and then performing it and then never doing it and then it's just not my thing. And the other thing is I've always wanted to be a teacher. So even when I started college, that was my main goal, was to go to teach. So yeah, there you go. Is flute an expensive instrument? This one ain't. This one $25. Woohoo! This is probably one of the cheapest like real instruments I've ever bought. $25. No, I don't think I've even gotten a used instrument for $25. This is like insanely cheap. What state am I from? I mean, I could dox myself, I guess, but I mean, South Dakota. Yeah, born and raised. I lived here. I went to Oklahoma for my master's, SDSU for college, and then came back home because I got a job. So yeah, that was the thing. So let's, what type of hammer is on my left? That's a kind of an interesting question. Do I have a hammer around me somewhere? This is my left. I don't see a hammer. I know I probably have a hammer in this basement somewhere, but what type of hammer? I don't know. Something. I'm looking at my video and I don't see nothing. This is my stand. So yeah, I don't know. Have I tried hammered dulcimer? You want to know something? I own a hammered dulcimer. I've got one. If I really get bored for time at the end, I'll pull that darn thing out and I'll play it. The only thing that's really bummer about my hammered dulcimer is I broke a string on it probably about a year ago, and I have not gotten it restrung, which is sad. I just have not taken the time to actually do it. It's been sitting in a case for ages. I'm probably gonna take it out of the case. It's gonna like be a big cobweb out of that thing. So yeah, I don't know. Let's play this thing, huh? And then we'll see this. One more question. Jay Gamer, did I do sports? I'm quite proficient at tennis, actually. I love tennis. It's my favorite sport. So there you go. Weird, huh? All right. Ready? You ready for this? I'm gonna start with what? B flat? Am I tuned? Ooh, I even psyched myself out. I thought I was gonna play that time. All right. All right, now I'm gonna grab my thing here. We're gonna see just how loud that is because I'm on a delay. Kind of loud. I mean, we're all right. What do you think? Does my flute sound okay, or do I need to turn my gain down a little bit? You guys let me know. I just see the little ignore me thing. Just no chat. I got a lot of messages on here, man. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to ignore anybody, but I can't keep up with it. So yeah, that's my fault. It's not that loud. Good. Thank you, random gamar. All right. So you know what? I kind of just blew through it. I got a sound. Right? I was so worried about my mic stuff. I'm like, look at this, man. Like, it's working, right? 25 bucks. Come on. What do you, come on, man. That's so cheap. So cheap. All right. I don't know why it's not letting me hear. Sorry. Whoop. Accidentally pushed that down. Okay, that's working. I don't know here. When I play the flute, I'll try to like pull my thing down a little bit. Man, we're good so far, man. 25 bucks. I mean, I'm not surprised because again, this is the same flute I got in that other video, but like it's working pretty good, man. I haven't played the low C yet because I'm a little nervous to do that. Low C is like my test to see if everything closes correctly. Because if I can play a low C on the flute, it is closing correctly, right? So let's really quick play down to that low C, and we're gonna see if I can get her. It's so good. It's so good. $25, man. Come on. So here's, so I just got the comment and I was kind of waiting for this one too. I explained it a little bit at the beginning. But like to Colin's point, because he says it's $160 on Amazon Canada. So you're not probably wrong. Now it's not $160 on the US thing here, but let me pop over for a second. So this is my little tutorial here on how I do my purchasing. Right, so I pulled my little Amazon thing up here. So I'm going to type flute. I've been not buying a lot of Amazon stuff lately, actually. It's been like cheaper stuff on like AliExpress and Temu and stuff. I have a huge Temu story. I'm going to save that for like a full-length video, but it's going to be a whole thing. Temu, just Temu. Okay, so like this, for example, like 70 bucks, right, for this flute. It's pretty cheap. Not $25, right? So I went down here. Let's see. Where's that Cecilio though, huh? Mendini. Okay, so this right here, $62. This is the flute. Obviously, they have the gold keys on here, which is going to be a little bit different. But that's the flute that I'm playing right now. Now, obviously, that's not you know, $25. I got this for $25 on that Amazon big box days. I don't remember when it was. Hey, wait a minute, I do. Here, I took a screenshot for the video. So I purchased this thing. Whoops, there it went. Let's actually open it. There we go. I purchased this on October 11th. So this was a while ago, right? So October 11th, I purchased it. It was $24.95. And it was like that Amazon big box deals thing or whatever. And that also goes to show to my earlier point, it takes me a long time to get these videos out, guys. I'm sorry, man. I bought this in October and this is the first time I've done anything with it. which is actually pretty sad, honestly. This isn't even the instrument I've had the longest. I have one other instrument that I've been saving, and I still have not found a time to do it. So yeah, it looks like right now in the old US of A, you're not going to be getting it for about 25 bucks. It's going to be a little bit more expensive. But the good news is, if you track this stuff like I do, like I'm always creeping on, you know, Amazon or AliExpress, and to a lesser extent Temu, because I'm mad at Temu now. But if you do track this stuff, you're gonna find the prices are ridiculous because they jump all the time. So like that saxophone I think I got for 140, the Mendini Alto. That thing is probably like 200 or 300 now, and like I said, I bought it for not that. So I kind of feel bad. Well, yeah, okay, apparently alto's not gonna work. Alto, a saxophone. Apparently, yeah, like, let's see if I can find the Mendini. I could just type it in like a, you know, person who's actually searching for something, but why would I do that when I can just do it? I can get a Yamaha for 1100. All right, so like here's a $190 saxophone. We're getting close. We're in the realm of whatever. Okay, so here's my Mendini, 300 bucks. Mine was not $300, and that's the but if you looked at colors, you always gotta check the colors when you're looking at saxophones. Mine was the purple one, is $230, which is, again, that's like $90 more expensive than when I bought it for. So I feel bad because it means that I'm going to be posting a video that says like, oh, $140 instrument, and then you're gonna go look at it and it's not gonna be $140, and I apologize. There's nothing I can do about it. So yeah, there you go. What's the hammer on the right? Oh, my right. This little guy? I don't know. It's a hardened steel hammer, little baby guy. Got some you know, carpenters in the room that are interested in my hammer. You know, the funny thing is, it's not that it's funny. Oh, I don't know why I'm not on my main screen anymore. Not that it's really funny or anything, but my wife is there we go. My wife is the carpenter amongst us. I'm not very handy, so thankfully I married somebody who's pretty good with like tools and stuff. Like all this, a lot of the stuff you see on the wall is stuff that she helped me do, because I'm not the most handy person in the world. So, what songs are my bands playing? You know, we're doing like pops stuff right now. So I've got let me think actually. Like we have How to Train Your Dragon. We're not actually playing that right now, but we've played through it a few times. We're looking at Grease. There's a Grease medley. It's actually surprisingly not easy. But yeah, I've got a senior that was all about doing like the old Grease Grease Lightning, bum, 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 which surprised me because that's an old movie for me. I'm not old, but not young either. What are some of the instruments you have planned? I will show you that in a little bit. I'm gonna go walk you back to the room. I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet because I got every one of my cameras right near us is hooked up to like 70,000 cords. But I will show you my box collection where I have another thing here. Danzel, excuse me. I wonder if you guys could get a cheap oboe. I don't want to give it away. I don't have an oboe. I did order an oboe. I ordered it off of Temu, so I can get it. That's not even the one that's frustrating. But I did order it, and it did not come. So there you go. That's one of my Temu stories. Yeah, moral of my story here: don't probably order stuff off Temu. I mean, especially if it looks too good to be true. Because yeah, you're not gonna find the ridiculous deals like you would on Amazon. If I saw a $25 flute on Temu, I probably wouldn't buy it now because I would think that it was just a scam. If I see a $25 flute on Amazon, I'm gonna buy it because I mean, I got it, right? Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll play like a song on this thing or something. But I mean, I already because I played through that other video. I mean, like I like this 25 bucks. I can recommend this thing. It's sweet, man. What do you want? Come on. Like, yeah, is this little thing coming off here, right? Maybe. It looks kind of weird too. It's just got like a little fuzz hanging off of it, I think. That's no big deal. But yeah, I mean, everything works. Here, I haven't done a chromatic yet. Let me hit a chromatic. Not that I'm good enough to play one, but. Yeah, the thumb works. See, the thumb was the one thing on my last one that works, that I was having issues with. This one works great. That's as good as I'm going to get anyway. So I hit all the notes on it. You know what's funny? This $25 flute showed up in better condition than my $50 flute from the other video because I didn't have to adjust this screw. So, you know, it's funny. I'll give you guys a quick story here. When I first saw this $25 flute on Amazon, I went to a teacher Facebook group and I posted about it because I wanted to let other teachers know, like, hey, if you're looking for flutes for your program, or you have a kid that can't afford their own instrument or something, here is a flute that I have already personally bought and purchased and reviewed, which I didn't like post about or anything. Yeah, maybe I did, I don't know. But I was saying, like, I can personally attend, this flute does work. It may not last you 7 years, but it works, and it's $25, which is like, you know, skip dinner a night and you'll have a flute that you can use for whatever. And there are some teachers out there, man, they must have been burned by real cheap instruments in the past because they're jaded. There's some people that are just like, it's an instrument-shaped object, and like, oh, I wouldn't buy that to throw it across the room or whatever. And it's like I think you don't understand just how cheap $25 is for an instrument that even like that works. I mean, it works. What do you want? Like, I don't know. People are too hung up on stuff. I buy $25 wall hanging, so why not try and buy a $25 flute, even if it only lasts you 2 months? It was $25. Like, I mean, I don't know. And again, like, I have this flute. I've been using it since I bought it. That flute video is, I mean, it's 5-6 months old. I don't know. I have to go look back, but I've been using it all year. And it has been better than my old flute was because it's new and it just doesn't have a bunch of pads that are worn out. And my old flute was bad anyways. So yeah, this one, I'm all for it. See if you can find it at a reasonable price, just go for it. Use my Amazon affiliate link. Oh yeah, sorry. And I got really Randy Standy. Yeah, he's a good composer. I got a comment about my shirt up earlier. I was going to say it because I forgot, but this is my shirt that I'm rocking today. Keep calm and go practice. So for whoever you asked, it is on my store. You can go buy it. I haven't had anybody. I've had one person buy one thing on my store, which I was just tickled about. It was another band director, and they're like, is the music should be fun shirt, and he gave me like a cool compliment on it. It's like, yeah, man, good for you. Like, I'm glad that somebody gets a kick out of that stuff that I do too. So thank you to that guy if you're on this stream. You rock, my friend. I need to say thank you to Brian for the what is that, super chat? I forget those things are called. I guess a few of them. This is my second live stream. I did get a couple my first time. I'm not expecting you guys to throw money at me. It's not my goal, obviously, here. But it is appreciated, so thank you, because you know that tuba that everybody wants me to buy is not free, and I still am rocking a teacher salary, so it is what it is. Yeah, I'm seeing some like Randall Stanbridge stuff coming through the chat, like Santa the Barbarian and stuff. That's cool. It's cool to have like a chat filled with people who like you're my people, you know what I mean? Like we can sit and talk, you know, band music and stuff. Yeah, that's really cool. What you drinking? This is Diet Coke. I sprang for the good stuff. It's funny. You can tell how in my other live stream, and I think most of my videos, I always have a thermos or something sitting next to me with Diet Sam's in it. Another thing to show just how cheap I am. Because usually Diet Coke is a treat because I don't want to spend that much money because I'm cheap. Diet Coke's kind of expensive, especially when you compare to Diet Sam's. I can get a 2-liter Diet Sam's for $1, and Diet Coke is way cheaper. But I'm rocking Diet Coke, and I have been for a little while now, and that's because we have hit the point of the school year where I need the extra caffeine, and Diet Sam's, I've learned, does not have that much caffeine in it, especially compared to Diet Coke. So I'm a believer in cheap instruments, and I'm a believer in caffeine. I drink a lot of caffeine. It's not the healthiest thing, probably, but I need it. I don't get the best or the most sleep, so black diet, yeah, sorry. I mean, I love Diet Coke. I've been drinking Diet Coke forever. I was thinking, you know, eventually I might start a second channel to chronicle this, but I used to be 300 pounds. And when I was 300 pounds, I started dieting, and Diet Coke was a very large portion of my diet. So, yeah, if I would have been drinking like Mountain Dew, like Benjamin says, I would probably still be 300 pounds. I'm not saying Diet Coke was the reason I lost 100 pounds, but it did not hurt for sure. So there we go. Yeah, the random Gamar is looking up the cheapest tubas. I have been tracking them. I will not lie to you. I've been watching the prices of like bassoons and tubas, and I mean, I just, it's not there. I don't make enough money on YouTube to justify a cheap tuba, unfortunately, not yet. So we'll wait until I get some like, yeah. Same thing with like, yeah, Beats is talking about buying a Barry. It's like, man, those instruments are expensive. I would love to own a Barry sax. Like tuba, I mean, tuba I wouldn't get as much use out of personally because I'm just not as good at it. Tuba's hard to just play. Barry sax is not that bad. I've played a little bit of Barry before. I played like with a concert, with a duet with a student once. I played Barry. And it's fun, but they're still like, I think the cheapest ones they're still over $1,000. Like I can't. It's so much money. So yeah, we'll get there eventually. Sadly, all my money expenditures have been like this stuff that you guys can't see, like the stuff in front of me that's like running this stream and all these lights and stuff. Like, dang, that stuff's expensive. The stuff that makes this camera look really good, that's really expensive. So, you know, eventually I maybe get a tuba or whatever. I'm not worried about getting lead poisoning. I don't know. I'm not. That'd be a great video, you know, in the future. It'd be like, hey, this is going to be the end of this channel because I'm going to die from playing these cheap instruments. Please send money. Yeah, don't tell my wife that. She probably wouldn't be very happy. Bass clarinet's another one I'd love to get. They're also not cheap. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I was going to treat my wife, and I was going to do a video about an alto flute. I wanted to get an alto flute for her because she wants one. So we're looking those up, and what I thought was an alto flute was actually just a regular C flute with a curved head. So like I thought like, hey, there's one that's like $116. We can totally do that, but it was not an alto flute. So then I figured that out before I bought it. So then I go on searching for specifically alto flutes, and there is not cheap alto flutes. There's a couple on AliExpress that I might be able to pull off, but it's like, I know what I'm getting then because it's not, there's some reasons I don't want to do that, really, so we'll see. But I wanted to get one for her because I buy all these instruments for either students because I use them at my school, or specifically just for YouTube. And at this point, I wanted to get one that she actually likes. So, what camera do I use? Oh man, don't get me started on audio video stuff. I love the camera techie nerdy stuff about it. I use an A7C2 now, and I love it. It is like one of my favorite purchases ever. I love it. I took it to Japan, and oh my gosh, the photos and video I could get there, it's unreal. I have a video of my Japan trip on YouTube if you want to see some of the footage. I wasn't as good at taking the videos as I am now. I've gotten better at it. And of course, I have my studio set up to like perfectly do everything. But yeah, I love this camera. It's so good. If you wanted to see, if you go into my profile, I'll see if I can pull it up here. I have a setup. Of course, I can't find it at the moment. I think it's called Kit. That if you go to it, let's see here. I'm gonna find it because I want to be able to put it in the chat because I think it's a cool little website. So I'm gonna Google myself here, which is weird because I don't remember the name of the darn thing. Okay, let's see. If I go to this video, go to my alto video, and I go to right there, copy. All right, so it's called Kit. So if you're wondering any of the equipment I use, you hit my link there, kit.co/madmusic. Hey, you know what? Here, what is the point of doing a fancy little setup here? Oops. Well, now I lost my chat. Oh, dang it. Tell ya. I got a new computer that's not in the kit. I got a MacBook Pro, and I love it, but I'm not as quite comfortable with Mac OS yet. So here's my thing. So if you go to kit.co and you scroll down my little thing here, I have down most of the instruments that I've done reviews of, and I put like a little blurb about them. This one is actually just the saxophone I had growing up. This is my drum set. Had it for, again, since growing up. This is the Iwi I've had for a long time. I have not done a video of it, but I did a video of the Clary Mini, which Kit wouldn't let me put on there because it's too niche, I guess. Here's a couple other things I did. This was my other live stream, this trumpet. Got the automaton sitting behind me on that wall, but it's pink because pink is an awesome color. I got this Vanova, which was really bad when I first got it because the reed it ships with is terrible, but the reed that I got on it now is really good because I'm using a soprano sax reed. Yeah, and then here's the rest of those stuff. But if you go to the camera and lighting, here's my camera. So, and even me earlier, I love this thing. Yeah, and I do. I love it a lot. That's the lens I use. This is all the other equipment I use. So if you want to see this setup, this is the microphone I'm using right now. Right here. If you want to copy me, you can come onto this website and get most of the stuff I have. I'd love to just turn my camera around and show you guys, but it's like the logistics behind me just flipping this thing around is it's kind of ridiculous. So yeah, there you go. Let's see here. See if we've got any other questions here. Before I do want to try to show you guys one thing because the thing is really cool. And this might be a little spoiler to a future video as well, but maybe not. We'll see. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to do that. So hit me up with a question real fast if you got one. I should do cheap percussion instruments, Mr. Wolf. I mean, you're right. There's a lot of them, and I just haven't found the one, I guess, that I want to do. There's I think a good a cheap snare drum video would be pretty cool. I'd love to personally see what they're like. I've never tried one, so that would be kind of a new experience for me. Cheapest drum set, that too. I haven't figured out how I'd video it exactly because it's pretty hard to just put it in my little pod here. And again, you would balk at the amount of time I have spent just setting up this little scene. And I know it's kind of a disaster. Like behind me, it's just kind of it's a big mess of stuff. But I like my little mess of stuff. And the moment I try to figure out how to do a drum set video, whoo, I'm gonna have to move everything to another room or something because this room's pretty tiny. Either that or just get rid of my desk, and I don't know. It's just the idea of that is something else. It's so crazy. Mr. Music Man, what is your opinion of seals? I don't know what that means, but it's fine. Can you do the owl hand thing? I don't know what that is either. Let's see here. Some electric drums might fit. You know what? NJNY, the electric drum thing is a good one. I would actually like that quite a bit because I think that'd be a lot of fun. There's some cool. There is some actually pretty legit cheap drums I've seen. I've seen a couple other YouTube videos of them actually too, but I'd like to try one out myself. It'd be a lot of fun. And I haven't had a lot of chances to try them. I am a drummer. I mean I play a lot of drums, but I spent a lot of acoustic stuff. I haven't really gotten to play around with the old electric stuff. I've played a couple of the Roland, like, you know, Roland's version of their V drums. Like those are really good. Like I like them. So cheapest euphonium. Just wait. Do we have a marching band? We have a parade marching band. So yes, or not at the moment though, because obviously it's winter, which means it's really cold and terrible here because I live in South Dakota. Yeah. Read myself flute, maybe play saxophone. That's saw a video of a guy who plays a saxophone without a reed mouthpiece, and it sounds like a flute, and it made me think, can you play a saxophone with a brass mouthpiece? Please test. Okay, we'll have to test that sometime. I don't have a saxophone sitting around here, unfortunately. They're all at the school, because I'm using everything at the school right now, but I can say, I'm pretty sure in the past, I have taken a trombone mouthpiece and put it in a saxophone. I'm pretty sure it works. It doesn't sound good, and it's kind of hard to actually get, you know, like the lip set up correctly. But it does work. So one of my students just submitted their playing test assignment. Good job, buddy. So, of course, I'm getting notifications about it. Can you show us the pile of other cheap instruments you bought? I will show you the boxes of the future ones. I'm going to have to spin my camera over there, and it's like super dark. But I will show you that. Just not at the moment. Can you please say it's time to get... what's that word? I can't read that word. It's just kind of it's really small. If they would have put it in caps, maybe I could have read that word, but I can't read it. Yeah, that's funny. The word was skibbity. There you go, I said it. And I can't even say it because if you go to my dang merch store, there's a shirt that's got skibbity on it. You got to lean into it if you're a teacher, you know, because it's all you're going to hear is all this slang. I can't keep up with it. It makes me feel so old because I can remember as a kid saying, you know, our lingo, you know, back in 2000s or whatever when I was in high school. But like the stuff that the kids now say, I'm gonna not only age myself, but I'm gonna probably alienate some of my audience. But there's some stuff I just I'm not with it, you know. Like Ohio, that's kind of nice. I don't mind that. But like the skibbity toilet stuff, not with it. I know what it is. I've seen the videos, but I can't do it. I don't know. I can't get down with it. So there you go. Have you ever heard of a pocket trumpet? We'll see. Oh, and I can't even say that. It's not a pocket trumpet. It's close. I have a box in the corner that's going to be maybe get that turn. The camera's going to turn around. It's going to be a damp, dark concrete wall. You're not totally off base. You're going to see maybe part of a treadmill and then some boxes that are around a treadmill base is what you're going to see, and it's going to be great, and you're going to love it. You look like you're in mid-20s. I appreciate that, Opti Thomas. I'm not. I am 34 years old, which is the good side of 30. So thankfully, I'm not towards 40 yet. But yeah, I'm mid-30s, unfortunately. Not unfortunately. I like my age. It's fine. But you know, I'm getting old. Feels like it, of course. I'm probably in the best shape I've been in a long time, but I'm not quite, but close. Have you ever seen a contour-based saxophone? I have not. That would be sweet. I'd love that. I'd love it if this channel got, you know, popular enough, I guess is the word, or, you know, like I kept doing it long enough that like I could not even like for the fame or the riches that the YouTube world could give, but like my ability to be able to maybe play some of these weird instruments that I would have never been able to touch before. There's an instrument that's like, I can't think of the name of it or I'd show you it, but it's a reeded instrument and it's got like a thing here. Whoop, sorry about that. Give me a second. My camera I've been bragging about this whole time just overheated. So it needs to cool down. So I guess we're going to talk this way. That's good to know. Whoops. Anyways, so I guess I'll talk this way. There's an instrument that hopefully my sound is coming through. I had to change my input to my computer speaker, so it's not probably going to be as pretty. But I've got an instrument that that I would love to play that's like a reeded instrument, but it has like a strap. It's like a leather strap over the front of it, and you put your finger over the leather strap, and I want to say you like hit it, or I can't even remember, but golly, the thing sounds cool, and it's like it's chromatic in that it's not not atonal, but you can do micro pitches and stuff. It's like an automaton essentially, but a real instrument. It's really cool. So yeah, sorry I have to like keep looking to the side to see the chat now. Here, wait, I'll move it over to my main screen. There we go, that's a little better. So let's see here. What school do I teach at? Now, I did say I was in South Dakota. The moment I go into school, I feel like that's a little too doxy. I don't really care, because if you really tried hard enough, you could find me on like the faculty pages of my school. Like, I'm just a teacher, but yeah, I don't probably need to start talking about my school necessarily. I wonder how long my computer, my thing's gonna be needing to cool down. I'm gonna have to try to turn it back on in a second. It is kind of like a saxophone, that instrument I was talking about. Slide saxophone, sort of. So let's see what else, other comments we got here. It's hard for me to kind of go backwards in the comments. Yeah, brain rot. You don't need to be started on the YouTube brain rot. You know, it's unfortunate. I have 3 children as well. So on the conversation of brain rot, I have 3 children. And I am okay with them watching some YouTube as long as it's supervised, because there's some terrible stuff that kids can watch when they're not even, like, they're not trying even, but it just like will go from one recommendation to another, and it just gets a little worse every time because it's kids YouTube. So my story for that is my kids like watching Chip and Milo, which is a YouTube Minecraft thing. And it's not prime educational television or anything, but it's fine. At least, I mean, we let them watch it for a while. But that if we're not watching them, it goes to some weird things after that's done that I'm not cool with. So you gotta watch out with YouTube when you got children. Song review instead of instrument review sometime. I don't know. I haven't really thought about doing that yet. I don't know what my plan is going to be for branching out from instrument reviews, excuse me. I've really enjoyed doing the instrument reviews because I like gear. I like buying stuff. Obviously, I have 1, 2, 3 cameras now set up. I've got 2 lights here, plus a light here, a light there. I've got all this crud in the back. I mean, like, I like gear. So I don't know. Eventually, maybe I'll do a song review, but I wouldn't even know how to begin to do it. I have a couple colleagues, not the right word, but I have a couple YouTube people I know. I mean, I've talked to them. I can't say I know them. Like one of them might be. Anyways, she started doing music reviews, like, of songs from video games and stuff, which is really cool. And I mean, I play enough video games that I'd love to actually like the music is great. But I wouldn't know how to just sit in front and do like a review of it. Like, it's just not, I don't know. I probably could pull it off, but it would be tough. All right, we're going to see if this thing is cooled down. Maybe I'll have to put like a fan on it. Now, to be fair to my camera, I have had this thing going for about 2.5 hours because I started it about an hour before the stream actually started. So it has definitely been going for a while. So live stream. Oh, I can't reach it. There we go. All right, ready? Wink, wink. Hey. All right. So I'm probably double talking here. Is my lav working? Am I good here? Yeah, I think we're good. All right, we're back. All right, we'll see how long that lasts until it overheats again. And then I have to pop to my side camera. I don't like my side camera as much. The quality, I've got a ZV-E10 Sony over here. I've got an A7C II in front. They're both similar in quality. The A7C II is better, but this one is not pulling off the as good a quality as it should be because I just don't have the right cables, of all things. You can watch my actual videos. You can see the real quality of it. But hey, if you wanna post that, I guess. On the comments, Kinsey. I guess that's the way to do it. Hard for me to get mad about a silly comment when you're gonna do a super chat about it. So thank you, I appreciate that. That's funny. All right, so we're good. We got the actual thing back. Went from stereo to mono in left ear. Oh, sorry, man. Yeah, I can't do the lav thing. I don't know what to do there. I can't. It's not letting me edit it, and I wish I could, because I know when I put it into my video editing software, I do actually have to change it to mono. But anyways, all right. So I'm going to do. I want to show you guys something that is going to be something for a future video, maybe. This is going to be it. It's just a spoiler, a mini spoiler. This, my friends, is a 3D print, because I, for Christmas, got a 3D printer. And if you'll actually know what this is, it is a Wiro, which is a percussion instrument. So you're going to see the first percussion percussion review here. Not really a review so much, because I printed it, but this was something you can do from a 3D printer. And I gotta say, I love this thing. I love this printer. I've printed so much stuff. Most of it's useless nonsense, but I've printed a lot of these little frogs. Oh, did I break it? No, I didn't. Look at me. I'm not trying very hard to be careful, because I'm trying to be fast. All right, so these are all supports. I don't need that. This is something that I printed, and I printed it for like, it's a little bit, I printed the stick too big. But anyways, so this is my little frog friend, and I printed him for a, probably like, I don't know, like $1. I printed it, just a filament like this, whatever, and check it out. Heck yeah, man. Look at that, sounds so good. Yeah, isn't that cool? So I'm on a crusade now to print my wife a bunch of these. My wife's the choir director at our school. She's also a general music teacher, and she has this thing called Prize Box. I always thought it was not silly, because I mean, I know it's a nice thing to do, but it's something that I've never done, because I haven't been as like, I'm not as I don't know, touchy-feely is not the right word, but like my educational style is not to reward my kids with like toys and treats and that kind of stuff. Like I don't like giving candy as a reward to kids teaching, because I don't think that's the best thing to do, I guess, philosophically. I don't know, it's just a whole thing. But my wife does a thing where she the kids that like behave the best, and if their name's drawn and they answer a question correctly, they get to pick something out of the prize box. So I'm going to try to 3D print a bunch of these frogs. But not this size, because that would actually be kind of like, I don't want to give $1 to a kid every time they do a thing. But I'm going to print smaller ones, like little mini ones, little mini frogs that I can make for like 15 cents a piece. So I'm just going to like bulk print them, and I'm gonna give them the chance to get a little frog. So there you go. There's a maybe future video. It's not going to be a frog video, but I've got some ideas sort of into that thing. So you can thank the 3D printing guy. I can't remember his name, but it's the Teletoons guy. When he got me this instrument, he sent it to me for free, and I kind of went like, you can 3D print this? Like, are you serious? That's insane. And then I just couldn't get the gear head in me to shut off the fact that I wanted a 3D printer. So I got one finally, which is really cool. I can't even say finally, because it didn't even take me that long to get it, because like everything, I just like fixate. So I do have an automaton. If that's what the word you think of, is right there. So he's fine. I don't know. I got him from Japan though, so it's meaningful, which is really cool. I like him. All right, got a quick Diet Coke pull, and maybe read a couple more comments before I show you my thing here. So what are the bottles on the shelf behind me? These are potions. I didn't turn them on, did I? So let's see. Am I out of battery? Yeah, I think I forget to turn them off is my problem. That one turned on. And then, yeah, that kind of turned on too. These are so every couple years in the past, we actually are not going this year, but we've taken a Europe trip, and we did it as the ambassadors of music, because we take like a bunch of high schoolers over there and show them around Europe. These were souvenirs, so they're little potion bottles. They just look like potions, but it was from like an armory in, I want to say, maybe not Germany, but somewhere close to that, like Rothenburg, Rothenburg, Germany, I think was the place. And there's like an armory there. And in that armory, they sell these cool little potion bottle things with what I assume are alcohol. I'm never going to drink it because I can't imagine that would, I don't know, it's been sitting in our basement forever, but there we go. If you're using OBS, ooh, thank you, you're helping me out here. You click your audio on the mixer panel, 3 dots to the advanced audio settings, you can click the mono to fix. See, now, I tried that, and when I click that button, it does not pop anything up. So unless it's coming to like a different screen, and I'm just missing it, I think my computer's just bugging out. But there's not a whole lot I can do about it at the very moment. And I don't want to spend stream time, too much stream time here to just fix a mic issue that's not popping up. But I will prove it because I am part of all of this equipment stuff is the fact that I'm pretty tech savvy, to be honest. You would think otherwise as I fail doing this, but here's my OBS setup. I click this button and nothing happens. Nothing is popping up. So I can't get it to work. I know it's supposed to. I can't get it on any of these. Nothing's clicking. So I promise you, I'm not trying to fail here, but even if I click my settings, oh, wait a minute. Well, look at that. I think I got it to work because it popped up on a different monitor behind all of my stuff. So there you go. Hopefully it is now in mono. Thank you for making me move my screen over so that could actually work. There we go. Let me know if the audio is any better or if it's the same, which I'm hoping that for most of you is the same. So for those of you who are on headphones, sorry that I was creeping out one of your ears for a very long time. That was not my goal. So there you go. Yay, it's fixed. Yes, that's what I want to hear. All right, let's go back to regular camera here. Hey, there we go. So much better. Okay, sorry guys. That sucks that it took me, what, an hour to get to that? That's unfortunate and embarrassing. Now I know. Now I know for next time. I'm going to do a French horn review eventually. Not at the moment. Sorry. I don't have one. That's not one of the boxes. French horns also kind of expensive. And the thing is, I could get a French horn right now, actually. It's not that expensive, but the French horn I want is going to be a double. I don't want a single. I have a single. It's very bad, and it's old, and I got it used. And if I get another horn, I want it to be a double. And the moment you want to get a double, it becomes way more expensive. So yeah, it's gonna take. I mean, it's on the list, the short list of things I plan on getting, but I'm not there yet. That is a little gong on my lamp. It's hey, that would be a good way to end the stream. I like that. We'll see. Well, thanks, T-Sing. I like that. We'll see. Cheapest bassoon, man, that's expensive. I got a whole story about a cheap bassoon, and it's a Temu story. I'm not gonna say it on the stream. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna save it. I keep, it's been over like a month since this thing happened, and I mean, I have like a whole Word document of stuff that I plan on making for this video, but it's kind of a hard task because it's not going to be like an instrument review video like I'm used to. I'm good at those, but a investigative reporting YouTuber, I am not. So I want to make that video really bad, and I have not gotten the motivation to sit down and just do it because it's going to be a lot of work, and I'm kind of worried about it. All right, it's time. You guys ready? I'm going to show you this, this stack. So forgive me as I turn on my overhead lights because I think it's going to be the only way to see here. We are going to take a little trip together. I'm going to show you my instrument pile over here. I'm going to have to turn my camera to do so, but I'm going to do it. So, and this is a live stream. Oh man, you know what? I'm not going to turn this one because I'm worried about if I mess something up, I'm going to ruin this stream. So we're going to turn this guy here. And the nice thing is I can show you as I do it. So, see that? All right, let's move my loosen that a little. Sorry, you'll see my light there and my camera. But that's okay. So, as it like shades out the corner. All right, so let's talk here about some boxes. All right. Can I add myself into this? I guess I can't, huh? So over to that little box on the top, that is a cheapo clarinet. I got that one, I want to say from Temu. Might have been AliExpress. It could have been Amazon too. I have done a cheap clarinet video before, but that one was about 35 bucks, I think, which is like a new record of cheap. It's kind of ridiculous, honestly. The one under it, that is I want to say a cornet, actually. So I have a cornet that I'm going to be taking a look at. It's either that or no, it's not a mellophone. I want to say it's a cornet. It's like a tiny trumpet, kind of. The thing here, yeah, I might as well just come show you. Here, let me get in my own video here. Who'd have thought YouTuber getting in a YouTube video? Okay, so we're gonna hear this guy. This is a box, and inside of that box is a bassoon reed of the bassoon I'm not going to be doing a video of because of reasons that I'm going to talk about in an investigative journalism piece, apparently. And here was a freebie that I got with another instrument, which I have not done yet, so I can't do this one either, but I'll give you a sonic thing here. That's what that's about. This is an instrument I am, let's not show my address necessarily though, huh? This is an instrument I'm pretty excited about. It is like a bamboo saxophone thing. It was very, very cheap. That'll be a lot of fun to just kind of putz around on. This is going to be one of my hopefully close nextest instruments. It is a MIDI keyboard because I needed one, so I bought it because my other one broke. And then, but again, I've had that box for like months and I haven't had time to do it. And then, this is down here. If you can see it in the video, I don't really want to lift it up because it's heavy. This is a baritone, which I also have had for longer than I'd like and have just not had time to do the video of it, which is unfortunate because I would love to play the baritone because it's fun and it's been, and you don't know how hard it is to have like a bunch of instruments that you want to play around with sitting in your basement and you can't open the darn things because you have to do it for a darn YouTube video, which is really lame. I have all these fun toys and I can't even play with them because I have to open them on camera for a stream. And you know what? One of these videos, like let's say, like obviously the flute took me no time to take out, but like, let's say any of my other videos, valve trombone, trumpet, like it takes me like 3 hours to record those videos. So yeah, I gotta free up a real night for that. And I don't have space on my computer to just leave those files there. So the moment I record one, I have to start editing it. It takes me like 3 or 4 weeks to edit a video. It's a process, man. I need to like hire somebody to edit my videos for me. That would save a ton of time, but you know what? I don't make enough money to hire somebody to make my videos, so I have to do it. So there you go. All right. You know what, guys? I think I've got maybe a couple more questions in me, and then I think I'm gonna probably have to call it. My other live stream went 3 hours, and my goal was to not do that this time. 3 hours is a long time. You guys do a good job of getting me to. You guys do a good job of getting me on to various topics that I could talk about forever. That's the band director in me. I could talk about anything for a long time. Baritone is like a euphonium, Colin. Thank you. I mean, in my percussion mind, they're essentially interchangeable. They're just shaped differently, like they're conically shaped different. Euphoniums are usually a little more expensive. I mean, they're about the same to me. Would I do a string orchestra video, Doobie? That's a good question. You know how I, talk about how I'm not great at the flute? I'm worse at strings. When I say I'm a band director, I'm a band director. I could do this to an orchestra, But you throw a violin at me and I don't know. I'm gonna have to find a friend to come, you know, help me do a video if I ever do some string stuff, because I can't even pretend to be knowledgeable enough to do those videos. I can make it entertaining, but it's not gonna be very educational. So it'd be fun to watch a band director fail at a string instrument, I guess. I'm sure orchestra kids would get a good kick out of that. Like, oh, look at that band director failing at my instrument. Yeah. Contrabass trumpet. There's a lot of trumpets that would be fun to try. Somebody suggested, I can't remember the name of it, but it was like one of those trumpets that they use in fanfares for like medieval times that were like really long at the end. That would be really cool to just play around with. And there was actually some reasonably priced ones on AliExpress. You can get a lot of weird stuff on AliExpress. I kind of like it. Some of it's, I mean, scam levels, kinda, but some of it's actually pretty unique. Favorite non-percussion instrument? You know, I don't really have a favorite. I have instruments that I'm better at. So like I'd say one of my, I mean, piano's kind of percussion, but piano is probably pretty close up there because I can putz around pretty good at piano, as I showed on my tenor saxophone video when I wrote a song on the piano and sang it. It's deep cut for those of you who stuck around that long in the video. Most obscure, oh, you know what? I'll do this. Somebody asked about, somebody pulled off hammered dulcimer in a comment, and that's a deep cut pull, a hammered dulcimer. Like, I didn't even know what that was before I almost bought one. So give me a second. I'm gonna show you guys my hammered dulcimer, and I'm not gonna set it up because I don't even know where the stand is, but I'll throw it in front of you and we'll maybe like pick it a little bit. Maybe eventually I'll do a video where I'm actually like playing the darn thing, but I do like it enough that I will show you. So let me, well, I'll just leave the camera going. It'll take me 2 seconds to run into my closet here and grab this thing. So I will keep talking to you guys as I do it. It is behind, to just show you how badly set up my thing it is, behind a recliner of all things. All right, so one of my great regrets as far as instrument purchases goes is this instrument. And it's not because it's a regret, it's because this is a fantastic instrument. Very good. I bought one of the darn, like one of the best makers of hammered dulcimers. I drove to his place and like tested out like his workshop and tested a bunch of them out, and I dropped a large amount of money to buy this thing. I have not put in the amount of time that would warrant such a purchase. Like it sucks how like unqualified I am to own this thing, I should say. Like someone else should have this because I don't deserve it, because I haven't practiced it. I need to practice this thing. But I want to say like a year and a half, 2 years ago, I went to tune it. And when I tuned it, I broke the bottom string, the bass string. And I got so like bummed out about how hard it's gonna be to replace and get replacement strings, because if you're gonna replace a string, you should replace all the strings. And you're gonna look at this thing, and replacing the strings on this thing is not an easy task. So I should just like send it to somebody or something to get it restrung, because I'd love to play it and actually get good. So my unboxing of my instrument that I've had sitting in a closet for months, untouched. But like, look at it. Isn't that gorgeous? It's gorgeous. Like this is like, it's just a beautifully made instrument. The guy who made it is the nicest guy. I talked to him and we had, like, he showed me around his workshop. Like, it was just the best thing ever. And then I disrespect him by not playing it like I should. It's all dusty. Like, golly, I suck. I'm a terrible musician. I should feel bad. All right, so this is my hammered dulcimer. Now, they call it a hammered dulcimer because you don't usually pluck it like this. Ooh, out of tune hammered dulcimer. You use the little hammers and you hit it. Now, I have one of these hammers sitting right here to show you. I had 4 and I broke one of them years ago. So, God, I'm gonna drop this thing and feel terrible. This is what the little hammer looks like. It's got like a little piece of leather on it. Let's see if I can cover my eyes up. That's what we're looking like here. Like this, it's got a little piece of leather on it. And you hit it. Now that should all sound pretty, but it's not sounding as pretty as it should because it is very out of tune, like I said. So if you look here, this guy right here, it's not even the lowest string. It's this right here. That's the string I broke. So it's really depressing. Makes me sad just looking at it, but that string. But yeah. So, I mean, it's still good looking instrument. It still plays nice, and I just need to get it restrung. I need to do it so that I can play it, because now I want to just sit down for an hour and play this thing and like remember all my darn tunings and stuff, but well, not today, because I got a broken string. That is a chromatic instrument, which is part of the reason why it was so expensive, is because I wanted to get one with extra strings so that I could play all of those chromatic notes, you know, to make sure I could do all the lit and stuff. So of course I dropped more money to get a better, higher tiered one that has more strings in it, and again, I don't deserve it. So there you go. Second unboxing of the day, I guess, because I don't know what else you call that if not an unboxing, because I don't play the darn thing. It's in my practice room, or it's in my office, and I just never get a chance to actually do it. So there you go, hammer dulcimer. Now you know what that is. I did not know what it was before. I think I figured out what a hammer dulcimer was, and I watched about 80 billion YouTube videos about them, and then I like 3 weeks later decided to buy one myself. I couldn't not. I loved it too much, and I do love it. It's a percussion instrument. You hit strings, but you hit them with hammers. That's percussion, baby. That's my jam. So I learned a couple songs on it, and then swiftly put it away. Haven't touched it in a long time because I've been too busy with other things. I was right in the middle of my masters, I think. It's tough to find time to not practice, you know, marimba, which is my main thing. So sub, contrabass, gonna have to save some money for that one. Hardest instrument I've played. I talked about this a lot on my other live stream, but like hardest instrument isn't really a thing to me. You know, there are instruments that are obviously harder. Like saxophone is just not that hard to play as a beginner, but to play it professionally, I think every instrument is as hard as every other instrument. So like hardest instrument doesn't really a thing. It's just, they all just take times. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, what else we got here? You played the Barry sax. Yep, I have. It's a lot of fun. I love the Barry. He has 2 #1 valves on his Amazon trumpet. Kid in your band class. Sorry, Colin, that's probably not what you want, huh? Yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to wind down, guys. I'm running out. My caffeine's gone. I don't know. I'm getting out of here. What time is it? 9:30. Oof, it's getting past my bedtime. It's not, but still. I've tried accordion. You know, I believe I own an accordion. I want to say my parents bought it for me used, and I don't know if I've ever taken it out of the briefcase that it came in, because I can't play it. I could try, it'd be very bad. So I guess, yeah, maybe accordion is one of those hardest instruments because I don't know anything about it. You do this, and it's like a piano. I don't know. My favorite instrument is the marimba. I'm a marimba main. That's my main go-to. I play drums really well too, obviously. I play drum set. I play real good snare drum, but if you Google my name, or if you YouTube my name, not Mad Music, but if you YouTube my name, Chase Jamison, it will come up with my personal channel, and it will show a couple videos from my masters. It's gonna be weird. That channel's been like dead for years, and now I'm gonna have some random people jumping on to see my old whatever videos, but you'll see some videos on there where I play marimba, and it's not perfect, but I think my master's recital's on there, so I play some pretty hard tunes on the marimba. So if you want to see me play like a legitimate instrument in a legitimate environment, you can go find my personal YouTube video channel and go see that. You'll also see some weird videos of me playing like drumline as a kid or something. It's something. So don't do that. I'll have to go hide some weird videos of me playing drums as a kid or something. Yeah, whatever. Hey, good for you, Robert. I wish I played mallets as a kid. I love marimba. It's one of my favorite. I mean, it's probably my favorite instrument. I don't play it as much anymore as I should, but I can't tell you how many hours I've spent sitting in front of a marimba just practicing. It's great. I also love vibes for jazz, yeah. So up to Thomas, same thing, man. I can sit in front of a vibraphone and just jam for forever. Favorite non-percussion instrument that keeps coming up. I don't really have one. It's not my favorite, you know. Piano would probably be it, but I think piano technically is a percussion instrument, so it's kind of the same thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it would be. It just depends on the day. There's days where like I'll just sit and I'll play that soprano saxophone I just bought in the hallway just for fun, just putzing around the thing. Like I love that. Sometimes I'll just walk around the hallways playing my Iwi, you know, my new one, and so that's fun too. Yeah, I don't know. Playing accordion, Kristen. Man, I don't know. Do not. There is no try. I don't know. I suppose I'll pull it out someday. I don't even know where it's at. It's somewhere like in our storage or something. It's just it might even be at the school. I don't know. Man, you're making me want to get on my accordion. I'm not going to get it out today, but maybe sometime. Would you consider doing videos or posts regarding music education? What you wish you were told, i.e. more geared towards students? You know, Maximus John, I started YouTube making education videos. If you go to my first video, it's a video where I talk about my ideas behind how to learn drum set easier, which I still obviously believe. And I think that was obviously I was very new to YouTube at that point. That video that I made did not get very much traction. And I'm not saying that I'm doing this all for views and whatnot, but if I do ever veer off to like specific music education stuff, I might either spin up a new channel where I do like different videos about like specifically that and just kind of gear it towards that, or I might just put them somewhere not YouTube. I haven't decided yet. Like maybe I'd put them on my website. I have a website where I have some like sight reading materials and things that I've made that I used to have on my YouTube channel too, but they just don't fit the theme very well anymore. They're made for teachers more than they are for like actual students, because teachers can use them in their class. So I've made some education stuff, specifically educational stuff. It's just not something that I don't think is going to be very popular on YouTube. So I don't want to put it on this channel because I want to make sure that this channel is, you know, typical to the channel. You know, I want to make it as close to this niche as I can, I guess. So yeah, that's the what's the word here? That's the businessman in me, I guess. As I try to grow the channel, I don't want to put like a trumpet technique video out there and then, you know, like blow my stuff because it only so many people are actually curious to learn that. If I do have plans for education stuff. I do. But I'm going to not probably just post them on this channel as a video. I've got some other ideas I'm going to play around with, but that's also going to be something that I need more time for. So yeah, not immediate for the education stuff. All right, mark my words. I'll comment on any video coming out. You pick what I say. Okay, I'll have to think about that. Do I prefer baritone or tuba? I prefer tuba in my band, and the reason I say that is because it's rarer. It's hard to get a kid to play tuba in a small town in South Dakota. And it's not to say that, you know, we don't have kids in our band or whatever, but like when I get a really good tuba player, I have a good tuba player now. I switched him off of baritone because I've had 2 baritones. Now that kid is rocking the tuba, and golly, does it make a huge difference to the sound. It's unreal. And also, I have a fantastic baritone player too. But now that I have a fantastic baritone player and a tuba who's doing pretty good, I feel spoiled, actually. I love having that low octave in that band. It makes a huge difference. Do you think subscribe to my Chase Jamison channel? That's dangerous. All right. Well, I mean, I haven't posted on there in years, but yeah, you're gonna, if you go binge those, have fun, because you're gonna run out of videos really fast, and it's gonna be all a bunch of weird stuff about, I don't know what. There's like a video of me playing pots in Menards, I think. I was just hitting pots and yeah, whatever. That's funny. You can make a playlist. Yeah, that's true, Kristen. I can make a playlist for the education stuff. Yeah, I got to think about it. Because I mean, I know I could make some. My thought eventually is I might make some stuff geared towards beginners, because I have a lot of like, I think my video style and talking could work really well for like how to put together your instrument and how to do that stuff. But I could maybe create like a class about that. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Are you going to tell your class about your channel, or do they already know? It's Isabella. It's kind of funny, you know, because I'm a teacher. Obviously, I full-time teach. This is a weekend for me, so I can sit on my computer or whatever. But yeah, my kids already know. They all know. Yeah, they've known for a long time. It was funny. I had a 7th grade study hall last year when I had just started the channel, and they were all, you know, talking me through the biz of it. I had a girl in there that's like, you got to start a TikTok shop, and you got to do this and this, and it's so funny, this stuff that these kids know. But I mean, students are so with this kind of stuff. You know, they're with the technology and with YouTube. Like, they all know this stuff. So some of them think it's pretty cool that, you know, their band director is on YouTube. Some of them probably couldn't care less. And then I've got some kids who like give me a hard time about it, but in like a funny way. You know, like, oh, when's that new video coming out, Mr. Jameson? I don't know. It's all pretty funny and good-hearted. I do very specifically, though, I keep this stuff separate. You will not see a video of me in my school. You are not going to see any of my students on my videos. I'm not going to try to say their name. Like, these are islands, folks, and I'm not going to combine those islands because, you know, I don't think it's professional. So there you go. I'll talk about it. You know, I'll talk about my band stuff, but I'm not going to be like, Johnny was doing this in band and I hated that, and it's just not. I don't teach a Johnny. I use Johnny a lot because I don't have any students named Johnny. So there you go. How many trumpet players do I have in my band class? This is going to give a little bit of a thing here about how small my band is. It's not small, but like through all my bands, because I'm 5 through 12, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, I think, between all of them. I teach at a pretty small school. I live in a bigger town, and we commute into the small school. But I think my school has like a little over 200 kids in it, and my band has, I don't say, 80 throughout it, 90 maybe. I don't know. I've got for how many kids are in my school, I feel like I have a pretty good amount of kids in the band, which is good. Because that's all you kind of ask for. What's my favorite band piece or song? That's a really hard question. I would have to think about that and come back to it. That's tough. Yeah, I don't know, gamer man. Didgeridoo. I've never played a didgeridoo, I don't think. I think you're supposed to put it here and go wong, 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 wong. I'd have to buy one. You know, I almost bought one once, but I've never played one. I have played bagpipes poorly, and you'll see on it was the 3D printing video, or the inventor video. If you want to go watch it, I played the bagpipes for like 0.5 seconds in there or something. I have like a mini one. Yeah, there you go. You know what's funny? I keep seeing stuff about Randall Stanbridge. He's part of that Facebook group of teachers I was talking about earlier, that like the teachers were giving a hard time. Some of the teachers in there were like, yeah, $25 flute, heck yeah, thank you for posting that. I bought like 3. It's like, yeah, sweet. But the Randall Stanbridge is in there. He'll talk about his music and stuff. He seems like a really great guy. I don't know him personally. I don't think I've ever met him before, but yeah, he seems really cool. He writes, sorry, for those of you who don't know, Randall Stanbridge is a composer. And he started his own like publishing company, you know, to, you know, help himself and other people compose and write stuff and publish it. But yeah, he has a lot of good tunes. I think I've played a couple of his songs with my bands before. I want to say one of them is called Afterburn, which was a really good song. The kids liked it a lot. Da, 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 da. That's a great song. And maybe, I feel like I'm pretty sure he composed that. I like it a lot. I have not played any of the Santa Barbarian stuff that people gush about. I just haven't gotten it, but maybe someday. I'm not against it. That's cool that they met him. He's an all-around man. He travels and does things. I did. Yeah, exactly. Can you say hi to me? Hi, Jesus Garcia. Or Jesus, I guess. I don't know how you would say the name. That's better than the band that I was in. Oh, hey. So, hey, let's do a quick roll call here. Just because I want to use the poll. Do you play an instrument? Boom. You guys ready? I got a poll for you. I'm going to try my live chatting skills here. Let's see. Let's see what my audience is here. So go vote. Right now it says 100% yes. I don't know if we're gonna have any no's, man. It's pretty obvious that, you know, if there was a no in here, does anybody not play an instrument? Because it'd be pretty interesting if you didn't. You should, you know, if you don't, you should play an instrument. That was a pretty terrible poll, honestly, because I think everybody in this chat probably plays an instrument. So yeah, it looks like the answer probably is. All right, so there we go. Man, I'm gonna need to set a time limit. All right, here's the deal, guys. I'm gonna end this poll at 100% yes. You guys are all fantastic. You all play instruments. 27 people yes, no no's. That's awesome. So here's the deal, guys. We got 12 minutes. All right, I'm cutting this off at 10 because then I'm gonna go get ready for bed. So 12 minutes. Shoot me some questions and we'll see. Have I played VR? You know, I have. I want to say that saber dance. It's like it's a rhythm saber game, and I can't think of the name of it, but that was probably my favorite because it's rhythmic, and I'm really good at rhythmic stuff, yeah, unsurprisingly. So that's fun. I'm a percussionist, Colin. Percussion's my main. I play trombone and alto. That's cool. Those are some very different instruments, so good for you for doing that. Agnelli? Sorry, I'm terrible with names. Poll, do you play 2 instruments? Yeah, I guess I could do that, huh? Beat Saber, thank you, gamer man. It was true to your name. You knew what the name of the thing I was going for. It's called Beat Saber. That is the VR I played. Bass trombone would be sweet. I have not gotten a chance to play that, unfortunately. I do play video games, which surprises my students sometimes. I'm a human who grew up with video games, so I do play. I'll play Minecraft. My kids, absolutely. I played video games all the time as a kid. I'll beat every single one of you on Smash Bros. Ultimate with NES, and I will because I'm pretty good at it. So yeah, you wait for that mad gaming channel where I come out and I stream games for you on YouTube streaming. Yeah, that'll be quite the deal. That'll have to be a summer project because I can't imagine having my students pop in on a game stream where I'm getting like frustrated at some game or something. That'd be funny. Electric drumsticks. I don't know if I have heard of that before, actually, Aiden. It's interesting. I don't. Oh, unless you're talking about the ones that you can like play in the air or like play on a table and it'll do like drum set. I actually had a pair of those. I would call that more of a toy than an actual instrument myself because it was really bad, but that was years ago. So unless there's like some new technology coming out where they're actually working really well, I don't know, I'd try it, but the ones I had were no good. You should buy a drumming game as you make your game. You know what's funny? Real Bandit VR. I had Rock Band when it came out because of course Guitar Hero was the thing for a while there, but Rock Band was the first one to come out with a drum kit. And I slayed on that thing, man. It was so fun. I'm pretty sure I broke the bass pedal eventually, which is like it didn't use an actual beater. It had like a proprietary thing. So the moment I broke the pedal, it didn't work anymore. But I played the heck out of that thing. I was really good at it. But yeah, I haven't done it for a long time. I don't think the games, like Guitar Hero and that stuff, just doesn't seem to be as popular anymore. They're coming out with instruments like that nowadays where they're like not virtual, but like you'll push a button on a guitar and you play it. I've had two separate companies reach out to me to try to get me to do their instruments. You know, it's funny, you have any like sort of success on YouTube, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but you will get lots of companies to reach out to you to ask you to look at their stuff. I've had a lot of companies. I've had like saxophone companies and trumpet companies and 2 electric guitar style, not electric guitar, but like electric MIDI guitar companies reach out to me to try to do videos of their stuff. And I just, I have not done any videos like that. The only video that I've done for, and it wasn't even for them, but of a thing where it was like a kind of an agreement was that Clary Mini video. And I actually reached out to them. I was very small YouTuber at that point. I barely maybe a couple thousand subscribers and not near as, pulling the views and clout that I am now. So I was surprised they even worked with me at all, but yeah, they sent me one for free. That's the extent of my YouTube sponsorships this far. Nobody wants to give me any money for anything. So, I mean, I've had a couple deals that were close, you know, in the YouTube world, where like they almost sponsored a video to actually be able to do it. But I don't want to. I'm past the point now, I think, where if a company reaches out and they want to just send me an instrument for free to have me do a thing over, I'd honestly just rather buy it myself, and then I can bash it if it's terrible, and I don't have to feel bad. If the moment that you know, like a saxophone company sends me their saxophone for free, I'm like a little bit beholden to them to make it sound good, and I wouldn't anyways, because I'm just not the type of person that's gonna just like bow to a company. But like, I mean, again, if it's like a $200 saxophone and they want to send it to me for free, I'll just buy it if I think it's interesting and worth a video, and then I'll do a video about it. I have not had that happen so far, because none of the instruments that have, you know, reached out to me to be talked about have been that interesting that I wanted to buy it and make a video. Some of them are close, again, but then those ones are too expensive for me to just buy. It's a whole thing, so yeah. Hydraulophone, never even heard of it. China Mercia, that's kind of interesting. I'll have to look at that up. Edward plays 26 instruments. Good for you. You know what? The moment you play percussion, though, you play thousands. So I can play thousands of instruments, because everything's an instrument when you're a percussionist. This is a little keyboard I've had for 30 years as percussion. Yeah, baby. All right. What whole instrument do I wish I could fill in my band? I've never, in this school, I've never had a double reed. That would be cool. Have like a bassoon. Oh, that'd be really sweet. We don't own a bassoon or an oboe, so yeah. Have I decided the thing you're gonna say in my comments, Yellow Penguin? All right, you need to say, this is gonna be dumb if it's gonna be sent. You say, band is great, you should sub this channel. That's what you need to say. And then y'all sub, and then I'll get all 100,000 subs, and I'll get that little plaque that people have. That'd be cool. I'll put it right under the good vibes thing here when I get that 100,000 plaque. So rue the day, or mark the day down on your calendars, folks. When I get that plaque, I'm gonna show it off. It's gonna be great. All right, let's see. What other comments we got? How many minutes we got? 6 minutes, folks. We're wrapping up. Flute is the only, you know what's cool? I appreciate you all showing up, first of all. Before I forget to say anything, thank you all for being here. This is unreal. I think the last time I had like max 17 people show up to a stream. Having 60 people right now watching me is pretty legit. I'm very happy with that. You guys would show up and we just you know, talk music. I've been literally talking for what, almost 3 hours again. About just music stuff, right? That's really cool that there's so many people that are willing to just like come hang out and talk instruments and stuff. That's great. You guys are you're all cool humans. Yeah, I like you. Cool. You're a percussionist, but you play a ton of wind instruments. Gavin, represent. Percussionists get a bad name because they're like, they're just people who hit stuff. They don't know how to read notes. And you know what? I didn't know how to read notes, so I was one of those percussionists before. But you know what? Now I play like a bazillion gazillion instruments, and I play them all pretty good. Do I play guitar? I do. Not very well, but like about as good as the flute. I can play, you know, you pull up the music to Wonderwall, I could probably play it. I can play Good Riddance by Green Day pretty okay. But I'm not fantastic at the guitar. It's just not really been a priority of mine, sadly. I'll probably do a guitar on this channel eventually. Everybody does a guitar on YouTube at some point. So yeah, I'll do guitar. Yeah, good. Thanks, Lil Penguin. I'm glad. I'm sorry I didn't have something better for you to say. All right. How much music theory do you know? I know a lot of music theory, that one guy. Now, some of it may be kind of in the recesses of my brain at this point because I haven't really utilized it in years. But one of my strongest things when I was in college and grad school was theory. I like theory a lot. I utilize it when I write music. Every time I play the piano, that's the only way I can even fake my piano stuff is because I'm pretty good at music theory. I love music theory. It's important to be able to know it. The better you are at music theory, the better you are at music. So yeah, you should all learn music theory if you haven't. Eventually, I'll maybe make a video. There's some really cool YouTubers that would put me to shame on their music theory. I want to say Charles, I think Cornell, something like that. It's a YouTube channel. Go check that out if you like music theory stuff. He does some really cool like analyses of of popular music and like game music and that kind of stuff. It's really fun. I like watching his stuff. He's got a cool layout too. I started to watch him right as I started getting into YouTubing, and I like his setup. I like analyzing people's YouTube setups. So he's got some cool stuff. So yeah, he does a great job. He's like a jazz pianist by trade, I think, but he does theory videos actually, but they're very interesting and not boring theory videos, which could be something tough worth doing. I'm gonna go over 10 o'clock, I know I am. You guys are throwing me on tangents. I wanna say it's Adam Neely, also does some theory stuff too. He's very good. He's a huge YouTuber, way outclasses the Bad Music brand of YouTube channel. But yeah, he's been around a long time doing YouTube videos, and he's doing good as well. So that's another theory channel to check out if you don't know that. Go tell him to send some people my way. He's got a lot of people watching his videos. Oh man, can I do organ? I mean, I can play piano, so I kind of do organ. The moment you tell me to use my feet, Chino Mercier, sorry I'm butchering names. I'm no good at the feet though. There's a cool, this is an aside, but I was looking at MIDI instruments recently, and they make a MIDI foot board for like an organ, but MIDI. That's really cool. It's very expensive, but it's really cool. Midwest Jazz Competition in Chicago. You know, it's unfortunate we don't get to travel that far for our band stuff, but that's really cool. Chinixie. I wish we traveled more. There's some really cool stuff in the Chicago at Midwest. I've not gotten to go. Gamerman, my opinion of Bluey. Now we're talking. I'm a father of 3 children. They're 4, 6, and 8 years old. Bluey is a fantastic show. I'll fight anybody who says otherwise. In the class of children's television, Bluey is fantastic. Literally, my kids were watching Bluey not 4 hours ago. and we've watched all of it already. So we're on our 18th or whatever run through of that show. Bluey's great. Bandit is my spirit animal. I love that dog. Yeah, timpani's great. Out to Thomas. I love the timpani too. I was really bad at it for a long time, and then I learned how to use my ears, and now I can play timpani pretty well. And it makes it a lot more fun. We do parade marching, Gavin. So not shows. I worked in the town I was born for 6 years, and we always did marching band shows there because it's a bigger school. And I was the percussion director. I wrote the percussion music, the frontline music, and we did really well. I love marching band. But in my school, it's a pretty small school, so we just do parade marching and competitions there, which I also enjoy. We used to send our band directors to Midwest. Yeah, Robert, I've probably had the opportunity to go to Midwest. My problem is, I'm not trying to bash anybody, obviously, by saying this, but I value my family and Christmas time, like those couple weeks off, a little bit more than I do, nerding out about music stuff. It's kind of a weird thing to say because I have a YouTube video channel where I do a lot of work and I do a lot of time to myself to do that. So it's like I'm away from my family, but all of the stuff I do for this channel is after they're in bed, like 90% of it. This is my after kids are sleeping time. Midwest Clinic is at the worst time of the year because it is right in the middle of break for teachers, and I don't want to burn like a week of that not being with my family. So yeah, that's always, my priorities there have always been towards not going, unfortunately, because I know I would love it. I used to go to PASIC when I was in college, which is the Percussion Art Society International Convention in Indianapolis. Golly, I had a ton of fun there. I loved it. But of course, that was before kids and marriage and everything. So one of these days, I'll have to go back to one of those. I'd like to go to NAMM too, eventually. I think NAMM would actually make a lot of sense for this channel. If I could, swing a trip there. Somebody get a hold of one of the big manufacturers and tell them that they need to send Mad Music YouTube channel some money to go to NAMM and do a video about it, because I'd love that. That'd be so much fun. And that I would try to bring my wife along too. There you go, marching bass trombone. Singing part is so real. I don't know what you're referencing, but it's probably not my singing. I agree, Bluey's the best show. Bluey's good. All right. Well, I don't know, guys. 10:02. I'm already over time here. I don't know. What are we thinking? Somebody give me a reason to stick around. Somebody ask me a question that's going to want me to go on a tangent, or else I'm going. Yeah, I don't have a ton of other stuff to go on. Chino Marcia, you just said a word I don't even know. I know it's an instrument, what you just said, I think. A ficliid. I got nothing. I don't know what that is. I'd have to look it up. Favorite budget instrument that I've gotten. You know, the flute is close, I think. This guy. I mean, if we're talking specifically for the money value, 25 bucks, man. 25 bucks this thing cost me. That is nothing. $25 is nothing. Today, for my kids' supper, we made tacos, like homemade tacos with lamb meat. Don't tell them, but it was lamb meat. My wife's family does lambs. And to go with that, we decided to treat them, and we got salsa and beans from a restaurant. And we just took it to go and brought it home because my wife loves their salsa, so we go and get like a big thing of it. That cost about 20 bucks to do that. Maybe not quite, but that's a lot of flute that I could have bought instead. You know what I mean? I don't know, my food is always my thing, probably because I'm on a stinking diet again, so I don't get to eat anything. But yeah, I always think like, you know, instead of eating this meal at this Mexican restaurant, I could just get a $25 flute. You know, it's tough. So yeah, I'm always going to go with the value. The instruments I've used the most, like personally, I use my alto a lot. I use the trumpet a lot too. I feel like though, with that alto and that trumpet, I don't trust them as much. They still work fine. And actually the trumpet, I barely even need to oil it. Like it just works pretty darn good. I feel like if I did if I did get that Yamaha instrument that everyone says you should get, it might just be a little bit safer to play. I wouldn't have to maybe adjust quite as much to get the stuff to play. I'm not as confident about them as I think I would be if I bought a more expensive instrument. And that might all be in my head, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, same with those tenor saxophones. I bought 2 tenors at this point. I've only done a video of 1 so far. But those I'm not confident about either. The deal is unreal. I got them for a little over 100. One was 80, I think, the second one. That's a stupid price for a tenor saxophone. It's so cheap. But I don't feel confident about their ability to play. So it makes me really nervous to hand them to a kid because I don't need it, but my kids do, like my students. So I feel bad handing them that, even though I have had to in the past. The soprano saxophone is so far rocking. I've got a kid playing it in my jazz band. He's doing great on it, and I really like that instrument. It's fantastic too. I use my the valve trombone in jazz band as well. That's a fairly new one, so I can't speak to how it's going to hold up, but so far so good. And then I personally use my plastic trombone, daily as well. It still works great. So, every single one of my cheapo instruments so far, except for the tenor saxophones, have been very good. I use them all the time. So eventually I'm going to do like a rundown of all my instruments. I'll do a video of it or something and how they've held up over time. But so far so good, except for the tenors. But those weren't even a hold up over time thing. Those were they didn't work off the bat thing. So there you go. Still here watching. You can check out a MuseScore profile. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, MuseScore. I'm also planning on doing a video about my favorite software to use as a musician and like writer and all that stuff. MuseScore is at the top of that list. That's my composing app now. I used to use Finale for years, but it always frustrated me. I really, really started to dislike it because I would run into problems and I would have to Google it and figure it out for hours, and it was all just tech problems, like why is this cymbal not crescendoing when I need it to, that kind of thing. And I would waste so much time doing that. And MuseScore has just worked, and it is free. MuseScore is fantastic. So yeah, if you don't have MuseScore right now to write music, go download it. It's free on their website. MuseScore 4. It's very good, as long as your computer will run it. But I'm assuming, I don't think it's that heavy. And I like programs you can download more than online ones. Like you can use Noteflight, you can use flat.io as writing software too. But MuseScore is my favorite of all of those. And they're all free, but MuseScore is like free. Like there's no trying to get you to go to a more expensive thing. It's just free and it's really good. And it has like fantastic sounds. I could talk about MuseScore for days. Someone tell MuseScore to sponsor me so I can talk about it for a long time. That's good stuff. How do I start a score? Kristen, I'm not... Kristen, first of all, I appreciate all of your comments so far. You've asked me some really like good music-y questions. I like it. How do I start a score? I haven't done a ton of writing. Most of my writing has been for education purposes, not like composing songs purposes. You're not going to see me button heads up against Randall Sandbridge, for example, because I don't write like concert band pieces or anything. Most of the things I write are, I have a teacher pay teacher page, for example, where like that started before the YouTube stuff did, where I would just write worksheets and create them. And so that's kind of how I start that stuff. So I just figure out what my kids need and then I start writing it. But I haven't done a lot of composing. I've written a marimba solo, a very good one that has not been published because I haven't tried to publish it. But I'd put that marimba solo up against a lot of the other, just a lot of any other marimba solos. I love my marimba solo. I like it. It's a weird aside, but yeah, I mean, I've written some stuff. I've written a lot of drumline cadences. I've written a lot of, I've written frontline music for my marching bands in the past, all the mallet and keyboard stuff that go along with it. That's more arranging than it is composing, but yeah, I mean, there you go. Man, I wouldn't have thought that a composer was so like, because like everyone, I've seen like Randall Stanbridge's name come up a lot in my comments. Who would have thought that like people would be like, gushing about a composer? That's cool. Good for him. Good for you guys, because you know who the composer is. All right, let's see here. Yeah, No Flight was okay. Do you send any students to district state? Our state doesn't really do that. We have all-state band, which I had a couple of kids try out for this year. We don't know how they did yet, because they haven't got back with the results. But yeah, so I mean, I guess we do that, but we don't have like districts and stuff. South Dakota is a little bit too small for that. I know like Texas and Oklahoma does things like that where it's, that you always go to districts, and because I remember it from when I lived in Oklahoma, but we've never done that. You have tonic. Joyful, I don't actually know what that is. So if you want to tell me, or maybe you're talking to somebody else, I guess, but trombone and flute right now. Yeah, go try Note Flat out, guys. That'll be your homework. I'm gonna give you homework tonight. Go download MuseScore and just play around with it. Putz, go make a little piano song for me, and then you can show it to me. Call it Mad Music Piano, and then you can make something to be great. If by tonic do you mean the root of your key? Sure, I have tonic all the time. Yeah, there you go. I really wish I would have gotten more pop. I ran out a long time ago, and I'm very thirsty. Granted, drinking Diet Coke at 10:10 at night is probably not the best thing in the world, but there you go. Well, I'm running out of things to talk about again, guys. Still got my valve oil here from that video that I was so mad that I didn't have valve oil for. I'll walk back here a little bit. I'm gonna plug myself here for a second. So if you hate listening to YouTubers talk about like and subscribing, you're probably gonna hate this. So I apologize, but I do want to give credit where credit is due. I'm gonna even take it off the wall, which is probably a stupid thing to do. Thank you to these people. I don't know if any one of them in the comments. Salty and Spice was like my first supporter of the channel. He like shot me an email back when I was like very early days. Like I don't even think I was, I don't know if I was even monetized at that point. But he sent me like a very nice email and asked me like, how can I help you? And I was like, well, I was before I even had a Patreon. So I was like, I don't know. What do you want me to do? Like, that's great, you want to help, but I don't know how you're going to help me. Yeah, Salty and Spice has been helping me out for a lot. And thank you to Joel Gordon as well. They're my two patrons, which means they hit the $10 tier on my Patreon. which is just super nice of them to be able to support me. It does help me pay for some of these instruments because, I mean, $25 flute's no big deal. But that baritone is actually pretty expensive, so and I haven't even got to the stinking video yet. I need to do that. But yeah, thank you to those two. There's another name on there, which is you probably saw as well, is Kara Dennert. That's my mother-in-law. So yeah, my mother-in-law is a Patreon supporter of this channel. So Kara, if you've stuck around to the 3-hour mark, your daughter is asleep right now, and thank you for all your support. She also, I think, was the second person and only other person to order anything off of my website, which is also hilarious. But so here's my other little plug. I guess this shirt's available. Keep calm. I have so much merch, and the only person that is ever buying any of it is me. But I enjoy it, and I actually, you know, it's not that bad for me to buy my own stuff because I get a discount. Whoops, sorry. This little mat is available. What other things can I plug? That's about it, I guess. I don't know, at least right now. I have a coaster. Ooh la la. Woohoo! Yeah, I don't know. You don't need to go buy my stuff. Yeah, just even being here is a ton of support, so thank you guys. Now, if you do want to here, I can show you here. Yeah, you're good. Don't spend money on me. I'm broke too, so I don't expect anybody. You know, it's funny. I did live stream into another YouTuber. He's a saxophone player. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he's probably one of the more famous ones. Freddie something. He does like live streams and stuff too. Like I do live streams. This is my second one, but he does live streams. I actually popped in on one of his and asked him a couple questions, and I threw him like $5. So I was just like, hey, because I know it's appreciated. Here, let me pop over to my computer for a second. So if you go to, since I'm on the self promo portion here, go to my website, madmusic.band. So madmusic.band. Now this is if there's any other educators in here, I will peddle my wares to educators all day because I am one. But these things actually help. So I created these worksheets way before YouTube started because they are like very useful to beginners. So if you don't know how to read music yet, I made these specifically to help you to learn music. And then to notes on your instrument. So if you play clarinet, it's got like a little thing here. You go down and fill it. It's like the reason why I'm called Mad Music at all is because I base my worksheets off of the Mad Minute worksheets that you would use as a math person when you were a kid. And maybe they don't do those anymore, but like it's like you get 100 math problems that are really kind of easy on a page, but you have 1 minute to do as many as you can. That's the idea behind my worksheets. So if you go to my store, you'll go here. I don't even connect these usually to my YouTube stuff because this is all education based, but all of these things are things that I made. So like here's a recorder one, and I've got like first 5 notes, 6 notes, and these are on all the instruments you could possibly play as a beginner, as long as you're not a string player. Sorry, strings. So yeah, this little, this is my website for all of you who need some materials that you want to pencil and paper do. I do have some music stuff too. Of course, some like kits, some cutesy stuff like band bookmarks that took forever to make, and I think not very many people have bought. And then I have my drum set sheets too. I used to have 30 drum videos up on this channel, and I've hidden them all since. So the only way to see those now is to get these cards. But these cards have they have a bunch of beats on them, and so you put them on a stand in whatever order you want, and then you play them. I cannot tell you the amount of hours I spent making those cards. Like, so many hours. And I made 30 videos for them too, because I made a video for every card that has a beat to it that you can play with, and it's like lines up perfectly. It has me playing the drum set. Like, I spent so much time on it, guys. The videos have, like, they got maybe a couple hundred views maybe, and I think I sold one copy, and it's $10. This thing, you can't see it here. There, $9.99. It's so funny. Like, it's funny because we had to talk about our lives a little bit this last Friday in school. And I talked about how some people might think of that as being like a big waste of time making those 30 videos and things because nobody bought them. And if you think about it that way, it kind of was, except I learned all of the skills necessary to make these videos by doing those videos. So it never would have happened. So fail, folks. Don't be afraid to fail, because it's through failure that you're going to find success. Ooh, put that on a shirt. Probably someone else said that before me. My merch, go to here, takes you to my merch store. That's where you can get that sweet shirt with those great models looking at them. These are posters. I got these in our band room. That's my Skibbity shirt. So whoever said Skibbity earlier, now you can see the Skibbity. Music should be fun. That's my motto, because some people get way too tied up in like the teaching and whatnot, that they forget that music should actually be enjoyable, which is kind of my whole philosophy on it, music in general anyways. Yeah, and then what else did I have on this site? Oh, I've got free stuff too. So go here if you're looking for free music resources. I love this page. This is a page that I wanted for a long time, searched for it, and I couldn't find. If you look here, you'll find all of my recommendations for free stuff. So that's all the DAWs, digital audio workstations, and these are notation programs, MuseScore, like I talked about, a bunch of other ones. Sheet music you can find online. This is a fantastic website if you're looking for just music to read through as a like sort of beginner band player. Some more music stuff. Tools you can look through, all again free. Make Music Cloud is not technically totally free, but there is the Sound Innovations book is totally free on there. So you can get a whole method book for free there. You got more stuff here, music theory. John McAllister makes fantastic band stuff if you want to go look for some lit there. Teacher Pay Teacher, obviously you can pay for stuff. But I linked to the free stuff, so you can do there. My website, because I've got free stuff too. And then games. If you're all looking for music games, if you are a teacher and you need to have like a study hall for a substitute, show them to my website and throw them to the games. Have the kids look at all these games. That will be a fantastic sub plan, because I've done that before and it's a lot of fun for the kids because they love it. And it's musical. I'd say even the least music-y thing, which is maybe Incredibox, is still really good to just experiment and have fun with, and the kids really enjoy it because it's a fun game. So last thing here, well, I've got a couple more things, I guess. Gear guide, if you're looking for gear recommendations, I've got my reeds that I recommend, woodwind accessories, mouthpieces, brass stuff, instrument cleaning kits, percussion, mallets, miscellaneous, stands, everything that would come with that. Blog, which is pretty much dead, don't go read that. And then lastly, my sight reading shed, where I have my old Mad Music hidden now videos, so this is the only way to actually watch them, but I have a bunch of sight reading things on here that you can just throw up on a TV and play along with. So there you go. Oh yeah, and then if you click the, excuse me, I think if you go home and then you go to here, you can sign up for my mailing list. I don't expect anyone here to do that because, again, it's mostly geared towards teachers. So if you're a teacher and you want to sign up for a mailing list and get like 100 free worksheets for like every instrument you could probably imagine that you'd play, well, except the weird stuff. And then there's a drum set sheet, and then you get note cards you can print out. It's, yeah, teachery stuff. And then, yeah, my cheap beats again that nobody bought. It's so funny. There you go. Yeah, that's my self-promo for the day. There you go. So let's see how many people stuck around for self-promo. 45 people. You're all crazy. That's funny. Good for you. Being crazy people who would stick around for a like 10-minute promo talk. That's my real fans right there. All right. All right. What other questions we got? I've been here for 3 hours already. Might as well just keep going, huh? I got issues. I made a superlative for most likely to make it in jazz band as a saxophone. My band teacher uses that rhythm randomizer. It's good. It works really well. I use Sight Reading Factory for my sight reading stuff for school, but that's not free. So I get why they wouldn't want to do that. What's my favorite key? That's a good, weird question. G major. I don't know why. It's the key I wrote my marimba solo in. I just really like it. It's a good key, G major. It's not like it's easy to play, because it's not necessarily like easier. Piano doesn't sit on the fingers like it's great or anything, but it's a really great key. It's the key that if you know the song from Up, Do 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 do. That's in wow, I want to say E minor, but E minor is G major. So yeah, thanks for a fun evening talking music, Robert. Thanks for sticking around, man. You've been commenting a long time, so you've been sticking around like a while. Good for you. You're about as crazy as I am probably for sticking around this long. Aurora, that's a cool name. I don't know if you saw it, but I asked what grades you teach band for. I don't teach orchestra. To answer that question, first of all, I never have. I've never been in an orchestra either. Well, no, excuse me. I played percussion in an orchestra, so I guess I have. But yeah, I don't do any strings hardly at all. So unfortunately, but I teach 5 through 12 is my grades now. I taught middle school for 6 years, and now I'm on my 4th year of 5 through 12. And I thought I was going to hate middle school when I started. I was like really nervous about it, but I actually like it a lot. There's a good group of kids, good age. When I taught middle school, I also taught. I was assistant director at a high school, so I've also kind of been in the high school realm for 10 years. 5th grade, 4 years now. That was new to me. I was really nervous about it because young kids scare me. So if you're one of my 5th graders, obviously we're on pretty good terms at this point. But when I started teaching young kids, I was really nervous about it. I still don't like having to sub for my wife. My wife is pre-K through 12, so she teaches general music. So when she's gone or sick for something, I have to sub for her. Oh, I can't handle those young grades, like 2nd grade general music, 3rd. It's like no thanks. It's not for me. I'm not that teacher. I can teach you if you got an instrument in your hand. That's kind of my deal. But yeah, when you get to that young of age, I just can't deal with like why don't these kids just sit when I tell them to sit? I don't get it. It's not for me. So if you teach elementary anything, you're a saint. I don't know how you do it. Good for them. If you want, I have a YouTube email for anybody that needs it. It's on my YouTube profile, so you can creep on that. Yeah. Oh, thanks for sticking around from the beginning. C major is that's just the JCS says C major is my favorite key. I'm allergic to chromatic notes. That's funny. You know, I actually don't like C major very much because when you're playing it on a piano, for instance, or a marimba, and actually it's worse on the marimba for me, you don't have anywhere to anchor yourself, if that makes sense, because everything is just the same all the way across. So it's not as easy to just kind of run through stuff when you're playing in C major because you have no gaps to help you to come up and down. It's a big deal on marimba too. So if you have to play C major on a mallet instrument, it's actually kind of hard because you're just going from one to the other. If you play like B flat major on a mallet instrument, it's really easy because you get to have those gaps where your hands come up, so it adds a little bit of extra like aiming help, if that makes sense. It's the reason why, I'm pretty sure I'm not making this up, it's the reason why Stevie Wonder always played like pentatonic stuff using the black keys is because he could feel it with his fingers since he was blind. I don't think I'm getting that wrong, unless I am, in which case I apologize, but that is a thing for somebody somewhere, so. Let's see what else we got. The gong. I'm going to hit that gong when we're done. You know what? I'm going to hit it very soft, though, Isabella, because my kids are sleeping. As they do with every video I've ever made, my kids are always sleeping, so I have to be really gentle about all the instruments I play. So, yeah, you get tons of accidentals. Well, you get accidental in every key if you want accidentals. Blue music is good music. They use classical music. Like the first, I showed... one of the episodes, the first episode of Bluey for a general music class when I subbed, actually, because we talked about the Turk a la Rondo or whatever that song is called. And we talked about it, and we showed the composer, and we talked about that, and you can make anything educational if you try hard enough. So we definitely did watch a Bluey episode and talked about the music, and I had them raise their hand when they heard the music pop back up and they put it down. That's the freeze keyboard one. It's the first episode, obviously. So if you haven't seen Bluey, go watch it. It's good. Yeah, yeah, that's funny. Why do you bake cookies and cook bacon? I don't know what that means. I'm not a cook. Now, if I ever do make a weight loss channel, or I will put some cooking stuff on there because I have some great low calorie cheat things that I make, because I make a lot of them because I'm finally hitting my diet again. Signed up for a marathon this summer. and I need to start training. I have ran 2 already in the past, but not well. I mean, not bad, but yeah, I've gained a lot of weight since my first marathon, so I need to hit that again so I don't die on the next one, because I might. So if you don't see me again, it could have been because I died at a marathon because I was undertrained and overweight. So we'll see. 29. Yeah, the flute was really good. If you hadn't seen it, maybe I'll play it towards the end here. That'd be good. John Powell is not ringing a bell. Yellow Penguin, for who that is. I could search, but the fact that I don't know who it is off the top of my head is probably not a good start to my opinion on them. Not that I have a bad opinion on them, I just don't know them off the top of my head. Let's see here. What else we got comments-wise? I don't know, man. 45 people are still chilling out here. I feel bad, like, leaving. I want to talk about stuff, but I'm running out of stuff to talk about. Yeah, I don't know. How to Train Your... Oh, well then, if John Powell did How to Train Your Dragon, I love it. He's great. He's a great composer. How to Train Your Dragon is great music. Like I said, we're playing it in band. Well, we're not going to do it at the concert, but we played through it. I have done it before for band. It's just a good song. Robert W. Smith. We do a lot of Robert W. Smith stuff as well. So I've used him before. It's great. I mean, all those composers. It's kind of funny how often you will see the same composers over and over again, because they're like the composers that compose for band nowadays. They're very good. Like the ones that you see a lot of around. Now, there's a lot of composers out there that are probably represented for how good they are, but if they're not like in the J.W. Pepper editor list or whatever, they're not going to get found as easily. But yeah, I mean, there's some good stuff. Don Williams, yeah, obviously. I haven't played anything arranged by him or anything, but yeah, he's got good stuff. Harry Potter, it's good. Cool. Don't feel bad leaving. You probably need sleep. You're not wrong. Yeah, I probably should get some sleep, huh? Yeah, I like talking about music. I keep complaining that I should leave. Oh, there goes my camera. It goes. You know what, guys? My camera overheated again, and I think that might finally be my reason for leaving here. So I'll do this real fast. Okay, so my camera overheated again. I'm gonna have to figure that out for my next stream so it doesn't. Again, it's been hours of recording, but I should do it there. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I think I have my microphone going through my computer speaker. So favorite musical term, you know what? I'm gonna leave it on that one. Gamerman asked me my favorite musical term, and it's marcato. And you can maybe imagine why it would be marcato. Looking at this, the double marcato. That is my logo. It's 2 marcatos put back to back on each other. So yeah, all right. That's it for me, man. I'm gonna leave with the fat articulation that is a marcato, and we will we'll hit it. We'll hit it maybe again some other time. I'll do another live stream. That was a lot of fun. So let's finish it off right here. Here's the $25 flute. Going to leave us off here. Thank you. Once again, guys, thank you for showing up. It means a lot to me. It's still crazy to me that there's like a what is it now? 44 people willing to watch me at 10:30 p.m. at night. That's crazy. I appreciate having you all here. I hope you got a little bit of something out of this, if not just a little bit of enjoyment, because I know that I had a lot of fun talking to you guys. So I hope you show up to the next one. I hope you give future videos some love. I don't know. That's kind of about it. So let me, can you guys even see the gong? Oh, it's like the perfect little thing here. So here we go. It's not gonna be that loud because my kids are sleeping. So you gotta chill. You gotta give me a little bit of leeway here. Do I have anything to hit it with that's not just my finger? What do I got here? I hit it with. Here. Oh, no, that's not good. Can't hit it with a drumstick. That's gonna be too loud. Hammer. No. All right. We're gonna hit it with my finger. Ready? Percussion totally style here. I don't even know if you could hear it. All right. Well, once again, thank you guys for being here. It was awesome. Tons of fun. And there you go.